you want.
God bless you, brother. Hazrat, you have to respect. When someone talking, don't talk over him. Respect yourself. Did your
How
Allah
are
teach you
you?
to respect the people or not?
How are you, monkey? Fuck your father, fuck your mother, fuck your auntie.
Leave
Fuck
it, leave
you.
it.
Hey,
Finish
Samad
it,
ya
leave it. Revelation, leave
Fuck
it.
you,
Finish
monkey.
it.
Talaba.
Hazrat,
Monkey, fuck
Hazrat.
you, monkey.
Hazrat, you
Monkey, fuck
support your
you.
Allah now? You support your Allah now?
Monkey, fuck you, monkey.
You finish
Monkey,
it?
You
fuck
can even...
you.
So
You
you
are
finish it?
monkey, fuck
Let me
you.
talk with him, guys. You
You
finish
are
it?
monkey, fuck you.
So now
You
you
are
insulting my
monkey,
mother,
fuck you.
right?
Fuck
You
you.
insult my mother, right?
Fuck you, your
My
mother.
mother, she's your
Fuck
sister in
you,
Islam.
all family. Fuck you.
So my mother,
Fuck
she's your
you.
sister in
Fuck you,
Islam.
monkey. Fuck
Rahman,
you.
the
That is
curse of
You are
Islam,
Allah will
right?
fake
fall on you for what you
monkey.
just said.
That is
You are
Islam,
fake
right?
monkey,
True
monkey.
Muslim. You are true Muslim.
Monkey.
Say bye to the camera,
Monkey,
handicap worshipper.
monkey.
Yalla.
Monkey dog.
He is a true Muslim. See guys? He following Allah and Muhammad. Yalla, next. Come to see.
Make me a mod, David, please.
You are very welcome, Habibi.
Thank
Hey,
you.
that piece of shit monkey. Who you dissing
Wow.
me, punk?
That is in
Hey,
Quran?
baby, how are you?
That is in
What's your name?
Quran? That is in Quran? Which
I'm
chapter?
sure that's
Which chapter are you
that
reading
was
right
probably the
now?
smartest guy in Islam in
Which
the years.
chapter are you reading right now? Chapter 115? Say bye to the camera. Send me your sheikh.
Fuck.
Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Next. Yalla, Sultan. Before
I
you
think
insulting, say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yalla.
I think it's my fault, David. I think all this is my fault because I called the chat little monkey. All the monkeys are coming out.
Hey guys, can you hear
Sultan.
me? How are you, my friend?
Yes. Good, good. Are you Muslim? Alhamdulillah, Jesus?
No, not anymore, man. It's been about 4 months or 5 months since. So I'll just give you a bit of an update. I was born in Afghanistan. I came to Australia when I was 4 years old with my family. Obviously, you probably know what's going on in Afghanistan right now. My family escaped the Taliban because my father's family was in the military previously. They were educated, and anybody that's educated and has a background in military, the Taliban would have a list, and they'd go after them, find them, and kill them. So my family escaped, so my brothers and I can have a better future, and we ended up in Australia.
God bless
So
you.
thank you, my friend. So throughout my life, obviously, I've been Muslim because I was born in a family that was Muslim. My father still prays 5 times a day, and I obviously, growing up in Australia, had lost kind of being in touch, not lost my way of being a Muslim, but I'd forgotten how to pray and stuff. So I taught myself around 4 years ago. I was in university, and I learned through YouTube videos with an English translation. And then it was during Ramadan at the time, and I was fasting and praying 5 times a day, using the university prayer rooms, and I wouldn't miss my prayers. Like, I was that dedicated. On the way to university, on the way to the train station, I live in Melbourne in Australia, so I'd drive from my house to the train station and then catch a train into the city. On the way to the train station and on the way back home, I'd listen to the Quran with an English translation in the car. And the first 4 or 5 chapters that I learned, I thought to myself, wow, this is so peaceful, you know. It's teaching me how to be a good human being, not judging others, helping those that are in need, etc., etc. And as I said, I wouldn't miss my prayers, but one of the first bad experiences I had was on the way back home. There was a bit of traffic and I was going to miss my afternoon prayers. So I pulled over. There was a mosque nearby, an Albanian mosque. I pulled over. I was running a bit late, so I did my wudu and everything, walked in, and the prayers had already started. The group was all the way up the front. So, like I said, when I was teaching myself, I wasn't really familiar with the rules and stuff that much. So I went in the corner and I prayed by myself because I thought, hey, I've already missed out, so I might as well not, go into the group. When the prayers finished, I went into the room where the shoes were kept, and the sheikh in the mosque, he was a Somalian guy. he came up to me, and the way he spoke to me, it embarrassed me so much. Like, he pretty much like almost shouted at me. He was like, why did you go and pray by yourself? Why didn't you join the group? I said, brother, like, I'm just teaching myself, you know what I mean? Like, why are you getting so angry? And that one of the Albanian guys, he came up and he actually defended me. He said, the young brother's trying to learn. Instead of being so harsh with him, why don't you act nicely? So anyway, that finished. And then my experience throughout Ramadan was, whenever we're about to break fast, I'd go to pray upstairs. And by the time I'm finished praying, I'd look around and there's no one there. Like my brothers, my dad, everybody would already be gone. I'd come downstairs and they're already almost finished eating. Same experience I had with many of the other families that I went to when we went to break fast at their house, so my family friends and stuff. And I'd always question it, like sometimes they'd make fun of me. They're like, oh, why do you take so long to pray and stuff? And I used to ask myself, like, am I doing something wrong? Because when I pray, I know exactly what I'm saying. Every time I bow down, every time I go into ruku and into the sajda. But these guys are praying so quick. What's the deal? So anyway, long story short, I lost touch again with prayers and stuff. I got busy with life. I started going out, went overseas and stuff, etc., etc. But in the last couple of months, in the last year pretty much, a couple of the Afghanistani people, they've got YouTube channels. One of the guys is very famous in my community. He used to talk about politics, and he used to show how, like, what the solution to saving Afghanistan would be. And it was very different to what most people, because in Afghanistan, there's many different ethnicities, and they're extremely, I don't know if I can say racist, but if you're a Persian speaker like me, they kind of judge you and they call you immigrants. They're very judgmental. They call you immigrants. And then there's Shia Muslims who are like a minority there. They're the Hazaras. So throughout Ramadans and stuff, every year pretty much, they'd go and blow up Shia mosques. They'd go and blow up schools with children in it. They'd go and blow up universities and kill all the students that are trying to learn because they're against people progressing in life. They're against education, and especially against Shias, the Shia minority, who are very hardworking, mind you. Even in Australia, they've come here and they've built all the businesses, all the Afghan businesses in Dandenong. They're all pretty much Hazaras. Anyway, long story short, I started hearing all these things about, the Prophet marrying a 6-year-old when he's 50, and he's a warlord, and he'd go and like attack others to take their wives and take their land and their goods and stuff. And I always used to question it. I was like, why are these people constantly trying to give the religion a bad name? Because as I said, I was so into religion at the time, and even after it, because as I said, my family is Muslim, that I would think, why is it always them trying to put a bad name on Islam? And then it was one person, then 2 people, then 3 people. And then it started becoming not just non-Muslims, but people from my own culture and my own country. So then it kind of clicked on me, and I thought, you know what? My dad was always telling me, you need to get back into religion. You stop praying. I don't like it, whatever. It's better for you and the afterlife and all of that. So I started trying to teach myself again, because honestly, I'd forgotten like the basics of, what you say when you bow down and all of that. Then something in me was like, I don't know if it was a gut feeling. I started telling myself, maybe I should study the hadiths, because at one stage I told myself not to believe in hadiths because, there were stories made up after the Prophet, etc., etc. Then when I spoke to a few other guys, they said, if you don't believe in the hadiths, you're not Muslim, because that's the teachings of the Prophet and the way he lived his life. Exactly. So I was like, all right, let me just look up into it. You know what I mean? Let me see what these allegations that people throw in, are they for real or not? So the more I started studying, the more I kind of, at the start, honestly, I was kind of doubting myself, and I felt like I was being, how do you say it? I felt guilty, because every time something would come true, an allegation would come true, I used to feel guilty, and I used to tell myself, no, this is just the devil whispering bad things in your ear, because from an early age, that's the excuse that we get taught. It's always the devil whispering bad thoughts in your mind. That's why you do bad things. But now that I think of it, that's just an excuse for people's bad behavior. You know what I mean? And a lot of that goes on, especially in my country, which is a Muslim country where I was born. They
Yes,
pray five
I
times a
can
day, but
understand.
there's no humility. There's no humanity. You know what I mean? There's no way of being a human. They tell themselves that we are Muslim first, then everything comes second. Um, so when I started studying, as I said, firstly, the Prophet's marriage to Aisha, that became true. She was 6 years old, he was 51. And then when I brought this up in front of Muslims, they'd always be like, oh, but he didn't bed her until she was 9. So technically, he waited. And I was like, man, 3 years, that's still a child. Then I read other
Yeah.
hadiths where
Yep.
she says herself, the Prophet married me when I was 6. He moved me into his house into another city or suburb when I was 9. And I took my dolls
And
with
she
me.
used to play in toys
With
Yes,
on a
dolls.
swing.
this is where I'm coming. This is where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I took my dolls with me, even though playing with dolls and pictures were haram. The Prophet allowed me to do it. Okay, so she got a little hall pass. Then the part where the Prophet would get my friends to come into my house and play with me. And then whenever he'd step foot in the house, they'd all go and hide because, they were, what's the call? They were being shy. Now that I think of it, I don't think they were being shy. I think they were scared that he might like one of them and marry them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then there was the parts where I started hearing about the paradise and wives that, people that are promised that get into heaven, that pass this test supposedly that God has created on this earth for us. They get 72 wives, and then you get unlimited.
More than brother. In در المنثور في التفسير في المأثور from Imam السيوطي 12,000.
Yeah, no, it's 82,000 apparently.
Imagine.
I've got the surah here, the hadith here. Sorry,
Yeah,
paradise.
I'm not talking about the slaves, the right hand possess. Only the woman's 12,000 and 100 boy. Ghulam.
Yes. So where I read, it said 80,000 servants plus 72 wives. That's Jami at Tirmidhi 2562. That's one of the hadiths. There's many more. Then I started thinking about it. I was like, what kind of God makes this life a test only for us to go into the other life, into I'm sorry to use this word, but pretty much a brothel. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's a nightclub where you get in, you get
Yes.
72 wives. There's unlimited drinking. You've got little boys that don't have beards. So technically, if you're into boys, which a lot of people in my country are into, unfortunately, you can enjoy them and they're at your service. There's birds that you look at and then automatically they fry up and you eat them and you never need to go to the toilet. And the Prophet also told his soldiers that, because one of them apparently asked him, they go, oh, Prophet, if we die in battle, like you say, as soon as one blood is dropped in the name of Allah, we are promised, a palace in the afterlife that's made of gold and jewels and da 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 da. 72 wives. I can't even sleep with one woman here. How can I service 72 wives nonstop? He said,
Exactly.
no, over there you have the strength of 100 men. So you're
Wow.
constantly Superman and you're constantly boom, 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 one after another. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I read all of that, I was like, what kind of God makes this life a test and then tells people that, in the name of God, if you want to convert someone and they don't accept, you can take their life, steal their land, take their possessions, and take their wives, and that's okay even without marriage. And in the afterlife, when you do die, there's all these promises of things that are very, very haram in this life. And that started making me question everything. I started
Exactly.
thinking, why is this happening? So then I was like, okay, whatever, that's that. Okay, no worries. It kind of makes sense, even though the inner human in me does not accept it because it's just not right. Then I
Yeah.
heard another thing. Someone said that the Prophet had a slave boy who he had rescued, and he had converted into Islam, which technically became his adopted son. His name was Zayd, and he had a wife. Her name was Zainab,
Zainab.
and she was also a slave girl who had converted into Islam. And Zayd and Zainab had been married, So the story goes, and this is in Surah Al-Azab 37:38. So I've got references. I'm not talking out of my ass like some people are saying in the comments. Oh, this
Chapter
is
33, verse
yes,
37, 38.
37:38. Yes. So the story goes. Muhammad walks into Zayd's house one day. He's not at home. His wife is by herself. She's wearing some sort of clothing that kind of outlines her figure. And then I'm not sure. I haven't read it in a while, but from memory, either he says it out loud or he thinks something along the lines of, "Wow, look at God's creation, so beautiful, so curvaceous, so beautiful, so sexy." If you want to use the street
Yes.
words, and then
Yes.
so he has these thoughts, and just after he has these thoughts about her, either the next day or not long after, his adopted son Zayd comes up to the Prophet and says, "Oh Prophet, I'm kind of sick of my wife. Why don't you marry her?" And then he says something along the lines of, "No, no, every man should keep his own woman, da 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 da." And then just magically out of nowhere, not long after that, Gabriel visits him and brings this new message from God. And God says, "Oh prophet, don't push away the women that I have gifted you. Why don't you marry your son's adopted son's ex-wife, so that there can be an example for the people after you that marrying your adopted son's ex-wife is not wrong."
Exactly.
And I sat there and I'm like, all right, the dude is not dead. If the adopted son died in battle and then the woman was there and no one could take care of her, like the excuse that they use for his other wives, the widowed ones or the older ones, I sat there and I was like, if he was dead, I'd be like, okay, she's by herself. It's Mecca back then in the desert, and women don't have the rights to go work, whatever, whatever. So she needs someone to support her, and he married her. I would be like, okay, but the dude is alive. Zayd's walking around perfectly fine, and suddenly, like I said, the surah comes in and makes it okay for him. And I started thinking, I was like, could it be that this person who is acting like the prophet of God, the last messenger, after
Yep.
124,000 messengers came in, God still didn't have the power to bring people, onto the right path. So he sent this final one. And now all of a sudden he's demanding all these things, and just magically happens that whenever he likes a girl, even if she's 6 years old or it's his adopted son's wife, then suddenly God sends a message and says, "Hey, this is okay. You have to do this because I have given you this gift of a wife or a woman or a child." And I started thinking, I was like, this sounds like someone that wants to make these things up for his own benefit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the people
Yep.
back then, obviously, they were in the desert. Half the time they didn't even have a sip of water to drink. You know what I mean? They didn't have food. So he promised them all the things that weren't in the desert. He said there's going to be flowing rivers in heaven. There's going to be palm trees where you can sit under the shade. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, we're in heaven. Is there going to be sun and moon? Why do we need shade? Is there going to be rain? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
why does one need 72 wives? Why does one want wine constantly? What happens to the women? You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times when you bring up the women issue, a lot of Muslims, I call Muslims, my family, even my mom and dad call a lot of Muslims in Afghanistan story Muslims. In Farsi or in Persian, we say Qasab Musalman, which means story Muslims. So they've just been brought up, and I can almost vouch and guarantee that at least 90% of Muslims in Afghanistan, because Arabic is not our language, they don't know the meaning of what they're reading and what they've been told. The mullahs or the
Exactly.
priests and the sheikhs that are in these mosques, half of them are child molesters. They literally molest kids that come into the mosque in the excuse of teaching them the Quran. They end up
Yep.
getting molested, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And this
Yes.
leads to a vicious cycle, and it continues on. They'll become hafiz of the Quran, and then they'll go into mosques because there isn't really any other industry for them to work. They're freeloaders. The sheikhs and the mullahs in Afghanistan are freeloaders. They wait for someone's death. They wait for kids to, become of age, 7, 6, 8 years old, so people can come pay them to learn um, uh, the Quran, and then they get taken advantage of. So, long story short, what I'm getting at is, like I said, a lot of times when you bring up the women issue with Muslims or with these story Muslims, they'll tell you, oh, what are you talking about? Islam is the first religion that brought women's rights. In the Quran, it says that heaven is at the feet of your mother. So then now, because I know, I have studied, I know the truth, I say, okay,
That is a fake hadith. It's a lie. There is no hadith. The heaven under the feet of mother. There is no hadith like that.
yes,
The new writing down is not from
Not
Muhammad.
one.
brother, even
Yes,
if there
continue,
is,
brother.
even if there is, there's so many contradictions. You know what I mean? This is why when I sit down and I say, when someone tells me, oh,
Literally, Quran literally calls a woman animal.
that's what I'm getting at. On one end, you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that the heaven lies under the feet of your mother. Then at the same time, your prophet is saying women are naqis al-aql, which means they're half the intelligence. So therefore, their witness statement is half of that of a man's. Their death is half of that of a man's. Their prayers is half of that of a man's, because when they go through their menstrual cycles each month, they can't pray, they can't fast. Therefore, whatever deeds they do is pretty much half.
Even she can't touch the Quran.
Yes. And then I sit there and I'm like, what kind of women's rights is this? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's so many contradictions. There's literally so many contradictions. There's many other things that I've got in my notes here. So there's
Me
that.
too.
There's that.
I was just reading the when God the mighty and majestic decrees his creation, he laid down he
And put one
laid
foot
down
on the other.
yes.
Yeah, brother Sultan,
Yes.
if you don't mind, maybe I invite you to tell to brother and sister your testimony on my YouTube channel. What do you think?
Yeah, I
One
can do
day,
that.
when you have a time, when you are free, I will
Sure.
give you my WhatsApp number in a private,
Sure.
and just tell me where you are free, and we can do it on my YouTube channel for all brother and sister listening to your testimony.
Sure
If you
thing,
have
brother.
time in the future.
Of course, why
God
not?
bless
Yeah,
you.
just message me. But before I go, also another thing, there's a video on my profile on my TikTok profile. There's many others, but I've uploaded one. I always used to think that, I used to see videos of Hajj and all of that, and it used to bring this, like, like I'd used to get goosebumps and like this feeling of like peace just by watching it. And then I used to hear stories of like people that I've been to university with who are still very committed Muslims. And this guy told me that when they went into Hajj, um, they went into these bookstores where they wanted to buy some book, or his uncle or whoever wanted to buy this book, a history book. And he said,
Yes.
I swear to God, he goes, when we asked for this book, it was on one of the top shelves, and the bookseller didn't have a ladder or anything, but he stacked up a few Qurans, put it on the ground, stepped on it to try to get this book off the top shelf. And he goes, that just shocked me, you know what I mean? When I watched one of the documentaries that came out, it was a while ago, it was on SBS, on one of the local TV channels in Australia. They were talking about
Yes.
all these journeys of different people from different countries going into Hajj. So there was a dude in Indonesia who was a businessman, so he had it very easy. And there was one guy from Africa who was very poor, and he said he had saved for, I don't know, over 10 years, pennies he had saved to go to Hajj. And this poor guy had to catch a bus, had to go through all these, hard journeys. It wasn't just a jump on a plane and get to Mecca. When he went into Hajj, this was all being documented on camera. I swear on nature, which is what I swear on now because my belief in God is unfortunately gone for now. But I swear on nature and everything I love. They literally show this guy under those tents, go to sit down to eat, and one of the Hajj police come up to him and tell him he can't sit with everybody else. He has to go sit with the Africans. All right, so they had a separate section for just the black people, and he had to go sit there. And I saw that, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Then all these videos come up. Like I said, it's on my profile now. Go see it. There's guys literally pushing one another, screaming Allahu Akbar, trying to get to that black stone that's on the side of the Kaaba so they can stick their head in and give it a kiss. There's videos of women, literally, all you see is their heads moving around like old women, someone's mom, someone's grandma, someone's sister. All these men pushing around. There's no humanity. Everyone forgets about, oh, we're all brothers and sisters in the ummah, you know what I mean? We need to look after each other
Yeah.
because we're all servants of God. They forget about that. Everybody wants to
Allah,
do their own thing. Hundreds of
Allah.
people get trampled every year trying to throw stones at the shaitan, at a wall or a pillar where they think it's shaitan. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. All the people in the comments, please, like, this is the problem, unfortunately. A lot of Muslims have no general knowledge or no knowledge of their own religion. Please go and study.
Exactly.
Don't listen to these cherry picking sheikhs that only show you the good stuff. Most Muslims literally cherry pick Islam. They pick the ones that are good, and they either don't know there's bad apples and bad cherries, or they completely ignore it. I
Yes.
explained this
Exactly.
to some of the other Persian speakers or Afghanistanis. There's a growing group now of people that are seeing the truth, and they're trying to spread the truth so they can raise awareness about what's happening in Afghanistan, what's been happening in Afghanistan for the past 40 to 50 years under the name of God. All right, the country is literally ruined. It's been an Islamic country. Everybody's been throwing jihad, but you see the kids on the streets begging. Kids that are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. This is the most important part of their life. You know, the most important time. They need to study and become someone, learn something, but they're on the streets begging, selling plastic bags. You know, they're collecting rubbish. They're selling pens. They do that during the day, and you know what happens at night to most of them? The people that pray 5 times a day, they've got their foreheads are protruding because they've slammed their heads so many times on the ground praying to God. Those same guys that pray 5 times a day end up molesting those poor kids on the streets.
Yep.
And they sit there and they point the fingers at non-believers and infidels, and they call everybody kafirs. Most of these people
Exactly.
that even migrate, all right, they migrate into these Western countries, and I see a lot of Afghanistanis do that right now. They go into Europe, they come into Australia, they go into America. What they do, their name hasn't even been written in pencil yet, as we say in Persian. All right, they haven't even become permanent resident yet. They go into their mosques, they form these groups, they meet their other brothers and sisters in Islam, and they end up talking crap about the same government that has given them all the freedoms of their own people, regardless of their religion. No one has said, "Oh, you're Muslim, you're not allowed to come here because this is a Christian country." Why?
Yep.
I ask those people all the time, why didn't you go and move to an Islamic country? Why didn't you go to the center of Islam in Saudi Arabia? I would like to see you guys go there and live there for 1 week. They will treat you like absolute dog shit, excuse my French. Literally, if you're not a Saud, they will literally treat you like dog shit. And then you guys come here into Western countries and you talk smack about them being
Yes.
hellbound and them being kafirs and non-believers. You know what I mean? People losing their shit because some person exercised their right of freedom in Denmark or Sweden by burning a Quran. That's their legal right. They're allowed to do it as their country. These guys come onto the streets screaming Allahu Akbar, disturbing the peace. I ask you guys, brothers and sisters, wherever you guys are from, your Muslim people, why doesn't anybody get up and protest when the Taliban and ISIS go and blow up Shia mosques, where hundreds and thousands of Qurans get burnt after they get blown up? Why doesn't one cleric stand up and protest that? But when somebody in a non-Muslim country gets up and burns one Quran, everybody loses their shit. Everybody wants to burn down police cars and destroy businesses and stuff. Is this right? You guys living in Western countries, enjoying the freedoms that they've given you, there's 2 possibilities of you living in a Western country. One, like most of the people that I know do, you take the government's money, you take welfare. Where does that welfare come from? Muslim brothers and sisters. Where does it come from? It gets
Us.
collected from tax.
From
Nightclubs,
tax of Christian tax.
Yes. Us
nightclubs,
working hard every day.
guys, including nightclubs and brothels. All right, they pay tax. They
And
get
pagan.
Halal,
And the
halal.
pork. And the pork
exactly,
also.
Yep. Yep.
exactly, and that money gets into a pool, and they start giving out welfare to all these Muslims. Majority of them come here and they freeload. They don't want to study. They don't want to work. They just want to take free money and enjoy it. I know people right here in Australia, guys. All right, they're married couples with kids. they will go and tell the government welfare agencies that his wife and his husband, the wife and husband are separated. The husband will give a friend's address or a family member's address, tell the government they've been separated, just to say it, so the wife and kids can get more benefits. Their paycheck increases. Then those same people that are on welfare as well, they'll go behind the government's back and work cash jobs. Okay, so they don't have to pay tax and get the free money from welfare. Your second possibility for whoever's listening, living in non-Muslim countries, is Muslim people that are living in non-Muslim countries. Your second way of living in non-Muslim countries, you have to pay tax. When you work, you pay tax. What do you think happens with that tax money? If you lived in America, that tax money did what? There was a war in Muslim countries. That tax money went towards bullets and explosives that so-called killed your brothers and sisters. If there's no war, where do you think your money goes? It goes to Saudi Arabia to buy oil. What do you think Saudi Arabia has been doing with that money in the last 10 to 15 years? They've been killing Yemenis. They've been making Yemeni kids homeless, all right? Killing their fathers, mothers. That's what your tax money is contributing. So how can you sit there in a non-Muslim country, go to mosques and scream Allahu Akbar in your rooms, and then still act like you're a good Muslim? That's what I want to know. But like I said, when I bring this stuff up, when I was Muslim, you know what they used to call me? You're a liberal Muslim. I had never heard of this word before. You're a liberal Muslim. You are whitewashed.
They come up with new genders, Sultan.
Sorry, what'd you say?
All I gotta tell you, Sultan, is this: Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. No, this is what I'm saying, brother.
There you
This
go,
is what I'm saying. In Australia,
we live in the best country in the world, literally. We do, brother, and I can relate to your story quite a little bit. Okay, I was in a communist country and we suffered as well. And I came here and I love this country. I would do anything for this country. I adapted to this country's laws and everything it stands for.
Yes, 100%. This is what hurts me, brother. All right, when I see people coming here and in other countries, Western countries, where they get given, like I said, every right, every human right, and more. In Australia, in America, immigrants.
Yes, here in America, we treat them good. We treat them good, and they always come and do everything they want to do. After they get up, you see them when they first come. They be right there on even the moms. I feel sorry sometimes. I see the moms with little babies. They got like a string ring where they bring a lot of women and they put them in New York and each corner. And they ask for money with their kids with a staple, and then you see them picking them up in some nice cars, picking the girls up after they make a good $300 to $400 within 3 hours. They pick them up, boom, take them. We be like, wow, it's just crazy how they work. It's just
this
crazy.
Is what I'm saying. They bring in the systems, all right, from their
They destroy
countries.
them.
They bring in the systems from their countries. Like I said, if you move here, and there's a lot of people from Afghanistan that I know personally. They've come here.
Let me tell you a small story, brother Sultan.
Yes, go ahead.
So our brother and sister from our country, in Islamic country, they're dreaming to be in Christian country. Anyway, in Sia, walking, anyway, they're dreaming to be in a Christian country. When he be in a Christian country next week, he will start preaching Quran, asking Sharia law. Man, you're running away from Sharia law. You're running away from Sharia law, and you came to Christian country to ask government for Sharia law? What are you talking about? The Muslim running from Sharia law in Islamic country to be safe in a Christian country. When he be in a Christian country safe, the government give him medicine for free, doctors for free, schools for free, everything free, and give it him welfare and other things that support him, and he be a man, a human being. Next week, he will start asking Sharia law, Allahu Akbar, Sharia law. What? You're running away from Sharia law.
Yep.
If now Sharia law controls this country you're living in, I will see you running. You were running to where? You will come back to your country? Absolutely not. You're running away from your country. And you're asking Sharia law control this country. And if Sharia law control this country too, let me see your face. You're running away to where? To where? There is no place to running away. You're running away from Sharia law. And you're coming to ask the government, the Sharia law control this country too? See? Contradiction in mind.
Yep.
100%. This is what I'm saying. Like I said, my parents moved here for us to have a better future. My father, although he prays 5 times a day still, he's old, you know, like I said, like we were born in a Muslim country where from the minute we are born, it literally in our ears, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah. That gets pushed into our ear. Then we
Yeah.
go to school, same thing. Then we go to mosque, or the mosque is constantly around us. That's our culture, that's our life. You know what I mean? And like I said,
Yes.
it's all in Arabic. It's not our language. When I say this stuff, a lot of Muslims will jump on me, especially Afghans. They'll jump on. Yeah, exactly. It's not our language. The Quran is such complicated language that even Arabs who speak Arabic can't translate it. How can you come here with a few translations and tell me that this is this? You know, those are all wrong. And I sat there and I'm like, what kind of God creates a book that no one can understand, including the people whose language he brings it down on? You know what I mean? Well, how does that work? Because in the Quran it says we have made this book in the most simplest language so everybody can understand. So
Yeah.
I sit
Right.
there and I'm like, what you're saying and what the book is saying contradicts itself. As I said, like most other things in this book. And the fact that certain things have been said again and again, again and again. It's like, why does God, the most merciful, the most beneficent, have to constantly repeat the same thing again and again? And why do his words contradict each other? I don't get it. You know what I mean? It never made
And
Because
sense.
he's
But
a false
this
god. He's
God,
a
he's be
false
like a
god.
temp.
He's a
This
false god.
God, this God be like a temp. He offers a woman to the man's for he following him. Here and in paradise. Look what kind of God that. According Quran, Muhammad, according Tafsir Quran, he said, go fight with me and you will have it a blind woman and Roman woman. And one guy, his name grandfather, Ajad, he told him, Muhammad, ask me, but don't tempt me. Ask me, but don't tempt me, which means don't work, don't play on my desire, my wishes. Don't play that game. For that, Allah, He downloaded verse in Quran, إِذَنْ لِي وَلَا تَفْتِنِّي أَلَا بِالْفِتْنَةِ وَقَعُوا. So, Muhammad, he made this religion according private part of the males.
Mm-hmm.
Go with me, you have a woman's. Go with me, you have a woman's. If you die, no problem, I will guarantee for you woman's in the paradise. No problem. Because it's main religion. It's not
Yep.
for females. Specifically for the men's, this religion. You can see all the Quran offering stuff for the men's, all the men's. And even the man control the woman in Quran. The woman nothing. Like furniture in home. The woman like furniture in home. Nothing. For dingy dingy and for kitchen. That's it. That is woman in Quran. Even in Hadith.
Brother,
That's a
Muhammad
fleshly
always,
book.
just this point, guys, God bless you. Just this point. Always, and when I speak with Arab speakers, tell me how Muhammad respect the woman. He will bring one verse in Arabic language. He said, "Rufqan bil qawarir." Do you know what that means? Be careful about the bottle of water. So the woman like a bottle of water in the hadith. رفقا بالقوارير. Be careful about the bottle of water. So the woman like a bottle of water. Take care of bottle of water.
Wow.
Go ahead, brother. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I'll just raise a few other points. Sorry if I'm talking
Brother
too much.
Sultan, just if
Yes.
I may, imagine all the disgusting things that are going on in Islam here on earth. Now, do you think that they're gonna go to paradise and have sex with virgin and so on in the front of holy? They're gonna be doing even more disgusting things up there. Let's be honest, brother. Let's be honest, brother. We're talking
This
about
is
holy here.
this is the point that turned me. Okay, because as the host said, what kind of God creates everyone? All right. Then, after 124,000 messengers, he sends one final one who's supposed to be so complete, so, as they say, an example of a good human being. Then this person becomes pretty much a warlord, spreads Islam through the sword, all right? Not by word, not by kindness, through the sword. Then, at the same time, he gets gifted all these women. Then at the same time, it's not just the women that he marries, but it gets said in the Quran that those who are married are haram for you, unless they're the married wives of the non-believers who you destroy in battle. Then you can take them, no worries, and you can enjoy them yourself or pass them along to your soldiers. Then, in the afterlife, once you, like I said, shed a drop of blood under the name of God in Muhammad's war, you'll go over there, and then there's 72 wives for you sitting there. And
So
as you said, yes,
that should just make you think. Now, to give you a really quick example how true and how beautiful our Bible is. I'm not sure if you know much about the Bible, but in our Bible, right, the truth is there everywhere. We were pre-warned about Islam, and what do I mean by that? In our Bible, it says, even if an angel came from the heaven to bring you another scripture, should be cursed. Why? 620 years later, Sultan, this is exactly what happened to Muhammad. Another angel came and he brought another scripture. So we were pre-warned by our God that this would happen.
Amen.
This is how true our Bible is, brother. They have not one
Brother
miracle.
Sultan.
They have nothing.
Yes, God
yes,
bless you, Brother Revelation. Brother
So
Sultan,
everything.
I be
yes,
like you. I supposed to be study the Sharia when I was young. I'm from Syria, Aleppo, north of Syria. We called in our language Halab, Aleppo. I studied the religion. I used to be Sunni. I studied when I was young boy. So after I studied Madhab al-Sufi, because our relative is Sufi in Halab.
yes,
After a couple of years, I choose to be Salafi. I follow Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah and al-Albani and blah, 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 all those scholars. And I read a lot of books. But same your situation. After that, I become atheist. And I read a lot of things about the revolution, Big Bang, blah, 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 everything. But that doesn't make sense for me. When I read the Bible, I accept it logically. You can see my testimony in my YouTube channel, brother. But I will invite you, just read Gospel, Matthew 5, 6, 7. You will see what Jesus Christ teach the believer to do. Let's see, Sister Sophia.
yes.
Sister Sophia, are you there? Go ahead, sister, if you want to say something. Oh, she
Okay,
jumped.
sorry. I'll
Okay,
just
brother, continue, Brother Sultan.
sorry. I'll
Go ahead.
just keep it short and I'll finish off. There's also a few things about the life of Muhammad. In Farsi, we call it Sirat Muhammad, which means pretty much the history of his life. There was one of the battles that a lot of battles are obviously mentioned, but one of the battles in particular, in most battles that are mentioned in there, this also another thing that didn't make sense to me. He's going into battle. His soldiers are leaving their wives and their kids in the promise that, you know, if they die, there's going to be 72 women waiting for them in the afterlife. But he takes his wife or wives with him to every battle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The wife or
Yes.
wives are in the tent with him.
He
He's
choosing
enjoying
one of
himself.
them. He choosing one, take it with
Yes.
him.
Yes. And while he's having intercourse and enjoying himself, these soldiers are out there dying and leaving their kids and wives. Then there was a story of how in one of the battles he takes a kameez or kaniz, what we say in Farsi, like a sex slave, pretty much. You know, after they win the battle from one of the non-believers' wives, and he literally just pitches a tent or puts a cover, and he's having intercourse with her, while his companions are pretty much next door listening. Now, I don't like reading comments usually when I'm on lives and stuff, but a few people keep parroting the whole, if it's so bad, why is it the fastest growing religion in the world? Let me give you a little experience of what I have about converts from what I've seen so far, in the Western countries at least. Most of the guys that I know, I've heard of, that have become Muslims are people that are in prison.
Amen.
Okay? They're in prison, their lives are a wreck, they've got mental issues, they've got nothing else to do, and the most important factor, they get protection when they join Muslim groups in prison. Okay? This happens in Australia,
Yes.
it happens a lot in America with
Yes,
the
in
African
America
American
too.
community.
In
Even
America,
in
Yes.
a lot.
America, you can see only the criminal in a jail, they're accepting Islam so fast.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. And it's also people that have had some sort of trauma during childhood, or if you see women that have been heartbroken, okay, and they've gone through some sort of traumatic experience either recently or throughout their lives, and then either they become friends with someone that's Muslim, or they search something up and they're in search of something that makes them feel good. It's like, picture this: you're in a long relationship with someone, you're in love, and then somehow it doesn't work out. They either cheat on you, they break up with you, and you're very hurt. What do? You try to seek something that gives you comfort. And usually that's a rebound relationship. Okay? You get with someone that you're not really interested in, but they make you feel comfortable. They make you feel wanted and loved. And that's
Or
usually called,
actually,
yes.
brother, actually, the guys that were in prison that came out, met one of these girls. They didn't know nothing about Islam, but they were Christian, but fell in love with the guy. The guy involved her in the style and the friendship that the Muslims carry within Muslims. And next thing you know, she fell into Muslim and took the shahada. Next thing you know, she's a Muslim without even knowing what she got into.
This is the thing again. No, like I said, I've had Afghanistani women. I've only been active on TikTok for probably about a month. You know what I mean? As I said, I only started seeing the truth of the religion that once I followed only in the last 3 or 4 months. But in the last month, I've been on a few lives, and I only started joining lives probably about 2 weeks ago. And on one of the lives where there's this called the Free Thinkers Generation, where there's a bunch of Afghanistanis, Iranians, you know, Farsi speakers or Persian speakers,
Yes.
and we talk about our pain and how we've become immigrants and this and that. I raised up the problem that I had with the Prophet, the example of what a good human being should be, marrying a 6 year old, you know what I mean? Then bedding her at the age of 9. And I kid you not, some one of the women came up. She sounded like she was well in her 40s and 50s. Obviously lived in a non-Muslim country. And do you know what her excuse was for this? She said, "If Aisha was happy, what is your problem?" She was with him for 9 years. You know, he died when she was 18 or whatever the
18.
mathematics ends up being. And throughout that whole time, up until the age of 72, 73, whatever it is, that she died, she never said one bad word about the Prophet. And I sat there and I was like, are you serious? Like, you're giving that as an excuse? That a child at that time who had no knowledge of the outside world. All right. Picture this: you're a kid, and there's a very famous celebrity in your town. Okay, and
But
you've
she
got no.
poisoned him. She poisoned him.
No. Listen to this. It's called grooming. Okay, it's literally called child grooming. That's what this is. And the fact that there's women standing up and defending that, it literally made me feel sick. I sat there and I was like, do you know what your level is in your religion? You are literally a second class citizen. There's literally hadiths and sheikhs
Yes.
screaming off the top
Even
of their
in Quran,
lungs.
even in Quran, even in Quran.
There's literally
And
sheikhs right now. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and a woman, you can buy it from the family, father or mother of. If doesn't have a father or mother, you can buy it from brother or uncle or auntie. Doesn't matter. The woman, you can buy it for marriage in Islam. If you have money,
Yes,
you can buy a lot.
you give them their meher, and then they're
Mahar,
pretty
yeah.
much
What that
yours.
mean, mahar?
Yes, it's
In
literally.
our country, we said, in our country, in Syria, if someone, he doesn't have a lot of money, he want to get married, he found a beautiful lady. They didn't ask about her mind, what she do. No, no, no. Just a face. Oh, wow, beautiful. She cooking. Wow, that is beautiful woman. And they will ask. They will go to the house. They see the man, and the man, he will ask, okay, I will come. I'm coming to marry your daughter. Give me time. They will ask about him. This guy has some money. His work. What kind of work he do? And after that, they will let him come. They will come. Okay, so my daughter, 1 million, the first, 1 million, the last. And we needed 500,000 gold. And we need. And the guy, if it doesn't have money, what he said? Oh man, please. The price is getting negotiable. Can you fix the price for me, please? I don't have like that much. Which means buy and sell the women's in Islam. Buy and sell. You know that, right? I think you know that, Sultan. Right?
Of course. What's happening right now in Afghanistan is this happened in the first round of the Taliban as well. One of the first lives I joined. There's a guy actually living in Melbourne, in Australia, in my city. Young guy, very, very handsome man. He plays music sometimes on his lives, you know what I mean? He sings and stuff. And I joined his live because they were talking about Islam and everything. And then this
24
guy told
hours.
us,
Islam only. Because they claim, the brother and humanity Muslim people, they claim that Islam is true religion. We always try to prove it. Yes, Islam is a true religion, man. Why didn't follow Islam? Come on, follow Islam. Follow Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, he is a young man. He is a handicap, according to Hadith and Quran. Let's see, we have a brother here, PHL Truth. Hi, brother.
Hi, Shalom. How you guys doing tonight? Thanks for putting me on.
Good. How about you, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you. What's up?
Yeah, go ahead. Are you Muslim, Alhamdulillah, Jesus, brother? Or Christian or atheist or whatever?
Yeah, I guess I'm a free thinker. To give you a little bit of a background on who I am.
Go ahead, brother.
I live over here in the Western countries, I guess, on Lake Erie, out of Michigan, United States. 47, born in 1975. I was raised Christian Baptist. I did a spell for a little while where I turned my back, went atheist for a while because I was raised in the Bible all my life. So I revolted, I think I heard the host there mention that I think if I understood you right, you kind of did a walk through all the faiths, it sounded like. So I think I identified with you on that. And so now here I am. I kind of just sit back now, and I guess if I have to put myself in a category, I'm more like spiritual. I stand with the Bible. I do have a Quran because I wanted to study it and get a better understanding of Islam. Because I don't necessarily want to learn Islam through the news. You know what I mean? I've spent some time in jail, so I'm very familiar with people who turn Muslim, if you will, in jail. I witnessed how that went down over here in the West, if you will. I heard that in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I've never stopped seeking for truth. So that's kind of why it's in my name. It's Flat Truth. I just spelled it a little bit different. I put the PH in there.
Thank you, brother, for your short testimony about yourself, about what do you think. God bless. But let me tell you, advise you, small thing, brother. We are Arab native. Me, I am Arab native. I'm Arab speaker very well. I studied the Arabic language in a mosque and in a school. And I take the Arab language from my mother like a milk. So it's my native language, my mother tongue. I'm trying to advise you now. Please don't waste your time with a dumb book. Because that book, you have it now. And let me clarify why. That book, you have it now, is not Quran. The opinion of scholar.
Yep.
The Quran never be translated. Absolutely not. Why? Because Allah in Quran, He said He has more than 10 verses. More than 10 verses in Arabic Quran. I don't care about English or other languages because the Quran is for Arab people. So in Arabic Quran, literally Allah said, we have sent this book in Arabic language. Other verse, Arabic language very clear. Other verse, Arabic language for you understanding. So which means for specific people this book, not for the all. Why? Because Allah, He said in Quran, Arabic language for you understanding. So only Arab language they can are understanding Arabic language. It's not for you. It's not for the other. I'm talking about the original Quran in Arabic language. Now, because Allah claimed this book in Arabic language, for that they can't. Muslim all scholars translate literally the Quran. They can't. What they're translating? The meaning. Which means the meaning? The opinion of scholars. For example, in Arabic Quran, in chapter 9, verse 5, He said, when the sacred months have passed, then kill the polytheists. Wherever you found them, capture them, besiege them, and lay and wait for them at every ambush. If they repent and establish a prayer and give it zakah, then leave him alone. Go to the some translation in English. He said, slight the polytheists. What? Fight the polytheists. What? In Arabic he said kill. You translated fight? Are you kidding me? For example, another example, all the Quran from the beginning till the end, if he's not Arabic, he's not Quran. 100%. So don't trust it, shred it. And you can ask 1 and 2 and 3, but don't ask the coward dawah. Why? Because those coward dawah looking for donation. They're working full time on social media for money, for donation. That's it. So if you want to search, go to the Arab. For example, let me advise you something. Let me show you something. Now I will give you big example from Islamic website, not from me, from Quran.com. If we go to Quran, Nobel Quran. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. I will give you here example to understand what I'm talking about. Let me switch the camera. There you go. Flip the camera. There, and also let me switch the layout if I can for making my cameras bigger. Yeah, cool. See, this is Quran website, right? Look here, Quran.com, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. So now we will go to somewhere. To chapter, for example, chapter 4. And we will go to where? Verse 24. Here he talking about adultery permitted with paying money. So he permitted and allowed to the Muslim commit adultery with paying money. But let's see what they're translating. Look here, for example. Look here what he said. As for also forbidden are married women except female captive in your possession. This is Allah's commandment to you. Lawful to you are all beyond this, as long as you seek them with your wealth. In a legal marriage, not in fornication, give those you have consummated marriage. Look here what he said. Look here. He said benefit, but it's not benefit. But where you can find it benefit here? You cannot find it benefit here, right?
Nowhere.
Yep.
But if you go to this word translated, look what he said. Wait. Translate. See? Where's benefit? Nothing benefit. What this word meaning? What this word meaning in Arabic? Istamta'tum. Let me turn it on.
So they fix it to whatever they want it to hear.
What that mean, istamta'tum? Enjoying sex intercourse.
Wow.
They didn't translate it. Bihi, which means there. Bihi, which means bihi.
Bihi.
Of it.
Bihi.
Minhunna.
Minhunna.
From them.
Fa'atuhunna.
So you give them.
Ujurahunna.
Here, no. Paid her. Ujurahunna, paid her. So when you enjoying with her, paid her. Let's go to other website. If we go, for example, to Quran X, look how many different translation. Quran X. Same verse from same chapter. We will read it. Chapter 4. What's up? Verse 24. Look here. With gift. See? Provided ya seek them in marriage with a gift from your property. There is no property in the other verse. Same verse, the other translation. Where's the property? Where's the property? Nothing. Everyone did his own translation according his opinion. Look how many translation we have. All of them is not same. Different translation. I used to be debating in Arabic language with Arab speakers because English is not my language. Right? I can control my language. But the other language still I have to learn. Right? So I used to be debating in my language, mother language, Arabic. You can see in my YouTube channel, I have more than 200 video in Arabic language.
Okay.
So when I see the Dawah guys misleading the people with the fake information, creating a new religion in English, I changed my topic from Arabic to English. Till now, I have 9 months. Till now, I ask him one question. No one have an answer. You can see today, I think you are earlier here today, right? You can see when the Muslim joined guest with me, he just insult me. They have no answer. Right?
I don't know if I was in your chat earlier today or not.
Okay, so go to my YouTube channel and you will see a lot. They have more than 400 videos debating with public Muslims, right? Yeah. So I ask him till now one question. Till now, one question. Who is Allah? Who is Allah? Who is Allah? Tell me. Because when I read in those physical book, Arabic book, when I read an Arabic book, Allah, He has a two right hand. And those two right hand, only 5 fingers. Imagine with me. Someone, he has two right hand, and those two right hand, only 5 fingers. And he has only 1 foot. And put it his foot in a hell fire. And he doesn't have a spirit. Who is this guy? Absolutely idol, statue, right? Only what's the difference between someone alive and someone die? Or someone alive, or the stone, rock, spirit, right?
Yep.
Allah doesn't have a spirit. Allah's spirit in Quran, He's created. Allah's spirit in Quran is created. His name Jibril, Gabriel, copied from Bible. His name Jibril. Allah created this Jibril and He sent it to the Maryam bint Imran, to the Mary, according to Quran, to give it her birth. Chapter 19, verse 17. He became in front of her as a human being, perfect a human man, a human being. And He told her literally, I came to give you pure son. So, how can the Allah Spirit become a man? And He came to the Maryam bint Imran, daughter of Imran, told her, I came to give you a pure son. How? Absolutely, He will do sex intercourse with her. Right? So why Allah sent His Spirit to become a man in front of her? For which reason? To give her a pure son. How? How can the man give to the woman a pure son? Absolutely, He will sleep with her. But the problem not just only here. The problem if I go to the tafsir, Tafsir Qurtubi, Tafsir Tabari, the oldest tafsir, oldest scholars, first tafsir. What he said? Tafsir meaning interpretation of the Quran. Explanation, interpretation. So what he said? Jibril, he came to the Maryam and he left her shirt using his finger and blew into her vagina. Why? Because the woman cannot be pregnant if she didn't be, sorry about that, sister, I'm really sorry, but that is in tafsir. The woman cannot be pregnant if she didn't become horny. So which means Allah's Spirit created, become a man, sleep with a woman. That is Islam. When I ask, the Quran is created, they tell you no, Quran is not created. Quran is word of Allah, which means being attribute of Allah. So Allah's Spirit is created, but the Quran is not created? What are you talking about? Another hadith. He told you, Allah, He will come down from 7th heaven, from His throne, to lowest heaven, a third part of the night, every day. And He will said, oh, my worshipper, anyone need anything? I am here. What? Your Allah entered the world, and your Allah has a physical body to enter the world, and the throne become above Allah. Is not unlimited, He is limited. And Allah is not all-knowing. If He is all-knowing, He don't need it to step down to lowest heaven to listening to you guys if you need anything. Right? So I have only those small questions. I have more than 2,000 topics about Islam because I studied 23 years this religion. For that I left it. So I just try to tell you, save your time, brother. Shred it. You don't need it. Shred it. Just shred it. Go to my YouTube channel. You will learn a lot.
Yeah. The only way is Jesus Christ. The only way to heaven is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen. Yeah, I become Christian. When I read the Bible, I become Christian.
It's interesting because when I received the free copy of the Quran, you know, when I read books, first thing, and this was something an elder showed me back in 2006, that I should pop open the preface and read who published it, who wrote it, and who put it in my hands. So I've made that a habit. So when I got the free Quran, it did tell me that this was not the actual Quran, that only somebody that speaks Arabic can truly translate the Quran. So when I heard you tell me that, I totally was like, yeah, I know what you're saying. I completely agree, So to be honest with you, I didn't even really go any further because I knew I was reading somebody else's interpretation because I can't speak Arabic. So if I can't read an Arabic manuscript, then I got a blind faith, trust the man translate it for me, and it's like, whoa, that's kind of scary, a little bit. But I keep an open mind.
Something you don't know it in Islam, in Quran, something you don't know it. Let me tell you why. Which is Allah of Islam. He allowed to Muslim to lie on you to convert you to Islam. He allowed you. He allowed him to lie on you to convert you to Islam. We call her in our language taqiyya.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Taqiyya.
I completely feel you. In my title there, I've got truth. It's because I'm a truth seeker. I live over here in the West,
Yes.
where corruption's deep, and if I relate to my life in real time, okay, I'm a victim of political corruption. Okay, I've been in jail. I think I've mentioned that. I've had my children taken from me by my government, my own free United States constitutional government with the Bible in their hand. I've had my own church, 501c3 organization, divide my house.
Look, brother,
Okay.
me and person myself, I didn't judge the people. I didn't judge the God according people. I can judge the God according his commandment.
Right.
I never judge the God according what the people did. Because the people, the Bible said not all of them believer. And the day of judgment, the God, he will told him. They will told to the God, oh God, we are a Christian. We follow you. We do miracle. He will tell him, go away from me. Because you didn't.
I never knew you.
You do bad thing, right? So don't judge the God according the people. Judge him according his book. I did that with Islam. I did that with Islam. Yeah. I directly judge Allah and Muhammad. I didn't judge the people whatever doing.
Yeah.
But when I read the Bible, it makes sense. For example, let me give you one example, brother. In Islam, do you know Allah how created the world? According to Quran, Surah Fussilat, verse number 9 to verse number 13. Surah Fussilat. Let me give you the Surah Fussilat chapter number. You can read it later, but let me give you the chapter number. Surah Fussilat, I will tell you the story, you will laugh. And Allah in Quran, he said, the sky is a ceiling, is a roof. The sky is a roof. And Allah in Quran said, the female have a semen. And the semen of female coming from her neck, her chest. يخرج من بين الصلب والتراب. I will give you all of them step by step. Chapter 41, from verse 9 to verse 13. Allah, he tell me here funny story. He explained it to me how he created the world. But it's funny story. How? He said, first of all, oh, disbeliever, you are not believe that Allah who created the world? Let's tell you how he created the world. First of all, he created the earth in 2 days. Before anything, he just when he started to create the earth for 2 days. And for after 2 days, for 4 days, he created the mountain and the fruit and the tree and the animals. And after that, he jumped to sky, which means Allah didn't create the sky. No problem. He jumped to sky, and the sky like a smoke. After 6 days, he jumped to sky, and sky like smoke. And he mentioned it to sky, Come on, earth, come to here. And after that, he create the stars, which means stars like a light, create the stars, and create the planet. So my question, I did one topic, you can find it on my YouTube channel too. I did one topic in Arabic language and in English too. I told him, how can the animals, the fruit, the trees, living 2,000 years without sun or moon or light or anything?
A man with
Why?
logic.
Because
Yep.
Allah in Quran, what he said, each day in Allah time, 1,000 day in our time.
Huh.
اليوم عند الله بألف سنة مما تعدون. 1,000 year, not day. One day in Allah time, 1,000 year in our time. So Allah, 2,000 year, miss it after he create the fruit, trees, animals. 2,000 years. How can the animals and the fruit living without sun?
Exactly.
If you go to the Bible, before anything, the God, what he create? The light. And now, the professors and all the, however, have a knowledge in university talking, they're saying, first of all, the light. Not the sun, not the moon, not anything. The light.
Yes.
It's logic. It's logic. But in Islam, it doesn't make sense. In
Right.
Islam, do you know Allah why he create the stars? For hunting the devils. For if the devil thinking to go to heaven, to the Allah bedroom, the stars they will hunting.
For hunting devils. That's
Yes.
why the stars were created. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, that's
وَجَعَلْنَا
interesting.
النُّجُومَ
That's a
رُجْمًا
lie.
لِلشَّيَاطِينِ. For
That's a
hunting
lie,
only.
the Quran says.
Interesting.
And otherwise, Allah he challenged a human being. Why did not believe in Allah? Huh? You didn't scared. Allah he leave the ceiling to come off you, destroy you? What? What kind of ceiling? The sky. Allah he hold it. He carried the sky without column in Quran. Let me give you the chapter. وَرَفَعْنَا السَّمَاءَ بِغَيْرِ عَمَدٍ وَالسَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَرْفُوعًا. So the sky is a roof above the earth.
Wow.
What? Sky is the roof? Let me give you the verse. Just write it down, everything I give it to you, brother. وَالسَّمَاء سَقْفٌ.
You can see
I
your
memorized
lie
the
over there.
Quran, just I founded the chapter number according English. In English, we using chapter number. We didn't use it, the name of surah. In Arabic, we use it name of surah.
Now, when you're saying surah, is that Sarah in English?
Chapter.
Chapter. Okay,
Yeah,
surah is
surah,
chapter.
yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, surah is chapter.
Okay.
Yes. So Allah in chapter 21, verse 32, he said literally, let me open it for you. He said literally, the sky is a roof or ceiling. Man,
Wow.
the people now going to the moon didn't touch it, the sky of Allah, didn't touch it, the ceiling of Allah. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Chapter 21, verse 32. Let me pull it up here and show you on camera. 21, Al-Anbiya, the prophets, and 32. For that, I'm telling you, brother, don't waste your time.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, what I like to do is I like to fellowship with other people and listen to their understanding, because I'm a little different.
Yes.
Because of
Only
like
one,
tragedies.
only one, brother. True living God, He's Jesus Christ. Trust me. Look here. Chapter 21, verse 32. Look what he said here. In Arabic, وَجَعَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا وَهُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهَا مُعْرِضُونَ. In English, look, protect roof. And we made the sky, a well-protected roof. Still, they turn away from his... Let me fix my camera, man. What's happening? Yeah, it should be work now. See? Protected roof. The sky.
Wow. Wow.
Allah, even he don't know anything about the logic, don't know anything about the science, don't know anything about the history. In Quran, he don't know. Do you know Mary in Quran? Who's Mary? Mother of Jesus. Do you know who's Mary in Quran?
Who's that?
She is sister of Aaron.
Sister of Aaron. Okay,
Quran.
well, I mean, that's a little bit like chronological history, though, isn't it? I mean, I think even the Bible says that she's a
Way
sister.
off.
1400 years before
No,
Aaron.
but the Bible didn't say Jesus. The Bible didn't say Mary, sister of Aaron.
The Bible doesn't
The
say
Bible
that.
didn't say that, brother.
No,
No.
he means Aaron,
No, on the
Moses' sister, Moses' brother.
Man, okay.
Those
But,
are
you know,
Moses-
it's
Moses'
been a while
brother.
since I've done the chronological order of Moses. So I
Yeah,
don't quote me on that.
sister of Moses.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I know there's lineage, but yeah,
How many years between Moses and Mary? How many years between Moses and Mary, brother?
Oh man,
Titus?
1,000, right?
About 1400 years. About 1400
Yep.
years.
What's
And
that?
Allah, he don't know.
Because Allah is a fake God. The only God is Jehovah.
Okay, so
He's
let
a
me ask you
pagan.
this question. Now, when the word Allah, I was told that just is a general name for the Most High God. It's like
No, the moon.
English is God, but
No.
Allah is God.
Let me explain
for
it to you
Islam.
because I know my language. I know this
Yeah,
name coming from where.
Yep.
So first of all, Allah, he's a name of idol. The Arab pagans supposed to be worship him. Grandfather of Muhammad, his name Abdul Muttalib. He's a pagan religion. He following pagan religion. He worshiping statue and idols. Grandfather of Muhammad, and he worshiping Allah. Who's Allah?
Okay.
First.
So-
Second, his name is not Allah. His name is Lah. Lah.
La.
But
Okay.
this name without meaning. In Arabic language, we call nakira. They adding alif lam, L. They
L.
adding L, alif lam, Allah be.
Okay.
So it's not, in Arabic, if you want to call God, you said ilah.
Okay.
God, ilah.
Okay.
When the Muslim taking the Shahada, what he said? He said, I bear witness, there is no God
Ilah.
except Allah. La ilah illallah. No God except Allah. Which means the Muslim literally didn't believe the God name. He believed the Allah name.
Okay. I see you. I got you.
And I did one topic, you can see it on my YouTube channel, about this point. You can learn a lot from my YouTube channel, brother. My YouTube channel, you can find it in bio, in my bio. The icon
Okay.
with an Instagram. Click on the Instagram, you found the Instagram and YouTube too.
Okay.
You are very welcome, brother. Let me follow you back. And
Subscribe,
anytime
brother,
you are
'cause
very welcome.
everything you need to learn from that Quran, you'll see it right there. He'll guide you through it and show you all the lies
Physical book,
right
brother.
there.
Physical
Yeah, I
book. Arabic
appreciate your
physical
knowledge
book.
that you have. You're pretty genuine, and as far as some of the things, some of the
This is Bible,
your message
this is
sharing.
Quran. See, all the Arabic, I just have it. I read it more than 600 books. But I have till now almost 150 books, Arabic language.
Nice.
Everything about Allah, everything about Muhammad, you can see it here in physical book. Do you know Allah in Islam, he praying? Allahu Akbar, Allah he praying. He praying to who? I don't know.
It's what's so funny is because you remind me of myself, but just you're kind of like the things you say about Islam and the way you're able to translate and you're able to catch the translation errors. I've done the same thing with Christianity, if that makes sense. I've gone
Let
through
me
the
tell you
King
something.
Bible.
Let me know, guys, just a second, guys. Let me tell you something, brother. Because I came from Islam.
Yeah.
right? So the Bible you couldn't found. Never ever. I challenge it. I have 12 years challenging the Muslim.
Do
You
you?
couldn't found. Just let me continue, brother.
Yeah.
You
No. No. I'm
couldn't
listening.
found.
You've got my
Yes.
attention, sir, or my brother.
Yeah. No problem, brother. You are very welcome. You couldn't found any verse in the Bible. The God challenging the mankind. We sent this book in a Greek language, specifically Greek language. You couldn't found. You never found that. Never. Which means we can translate the Bible literally to other languages. But we have one point here. You have to understand it. The Christianity is not literally, like the Bible said. The Christianity is relationship, faith. Islam, no. Islam literally worship physically. Not like Christianity. Jesus Christ, what he said in the Bible. Oh, my son, give me your heart. If you want to follow me, deny
That's true.
yourself.
That's
If
true.
you want to follow me, deny yourself. And pick up your cross. What kind of cross I will pick up it? Now I pick up my cross. How?
Yep.
Because the people came insulting me, I didn't reply. I didn't insult back. And the people now looking for me to cut my head because I left Islam. Muhammad, he said, however, who changed religion, kill him. So all the Muslim now, the believers, I'm saying, the believers on Quran, they're looking for me to kill me, to cut my head and my kid's head. So there, I pick up my cross.
Yep.
And what he said again, he continues said, follow me. How can I follow, oh my Lord? How can I follow you? Follow his commandment. In Matthew 5, 6, 7, he said, love your enemies. Love your brothers and sisters. Right?
Fire.
So the Christianity is not
Fire.
like Islam. Big difference. Islam,
Big difference.
like you become one of some organization.
There you go. The organizations.
But the Christianity, absolutely big difference. Christianity is a relationship between you and your Father in heaven. In Islam, they cannot say God the Father. In Islam, they're saying Allah.
Okay.
And in Islam, look how amazing our Lord Jesus Christ. Our Lord Jesus Christ, what he said in the Bible. For that, I loved him. I followed him. Because he convinced me logically. He convinced me.
Right.
So what he said in the Bible. Look what he said in the Bible. I never call you anymore. You are a slave. No.
Right.
You are my kids. No slave. Why? Because the slave never inherits his boss. Right? He never inherits. But the son, the children can inherit his. He's a father. What kind of inherit? We will go to the heaven. But in Islam, Allah, he said in Quran, I did not create the human being and the jinn only for worship me. What? What are you talking about? You need me? Go away from me. I don't want to worship you, guy. What kind of Allah you worship? And you have no free will in Quran. You have no free will. I can give you more than 50 verses. And hadith. Hadith is second revelation. So don't forget that. Hadith is second revelation, which means Allah said, now I will accept you, Abdullah. We will see you and answer you will insult. We will see. So in Quran, Allah, what he said, chapter 22, I think, Surah Al-Najm, he said Muhammad didn't sing anything from his side. Everything coming from Muhammad's mouth, revelation from Allah. Muhammad in Hadith, he literally said, Allah, before he created his creation, he write it down, who going to hellfire and who going to the paradise. Done. So just he create you like he watching game. Just to play game. You have no free will even in Quran. In Quran, Muhammad said, if I came to guide you, I cannot guide you If Allah want to mislead you, if Allah mislead you, nobody can guide you. What? Who can mislead the people? Only the devil. In chapter
Right.
4, verse 88, chapter 10, verse 99 and 100. Just read it. Chapter 41, verse 25. Very clear. But in the Bible, absolutely not. In the Bible, he gave me beautiful example.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. He said what we call the guy, he has a couple sheep. What we called him?
Shepherd.
If someone, a shepherd, right? Shepherd?
Yep.
Yes.
Shepherd. He gave me example about the shepherd. When one sheep, he will lift 99 and go back behind the one sheep to bring it back. Right? But Allah, no. Allah, he create the black people from left side of Adam. And
Okay.
he said literally, I will put him in a hell fire and I don't care. What? What are you talking about? Those people is not your creation? If I
Right.
put him in a hellfire, I don't care. In Hadith.
Yeah. It's contradictory, isn't it, to love?
Even in Quran, he said, some faces the day of judgment will turn white. And some faces will turn black. And those people faces turn black, he will put him in a hellfire. What? So now the black peoples directly to the hellfire according to Quran? Absolutely yes. In Quran, chapter 3, verse 106. They try to mislead the people in translation. But
Right.
check the different translation. Go, if you want to double check anything, brother, go to QuranX.com and choose the translation. You have more than 18 translation in the top. Choose
Right.
all of them and read all the translation. You can see the contradiction between them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I totally know what you
And
mean.
let me
because-
come again. Let me come to your point about the Bible and translation.
Yes.
Like I told you, brother, we have no verses that God challenging me or challenging the mankind, because it's not, it doesn't make sense if the God challenging his creation, right? It doesn't make sense.
Well,
We
I
don't
mean,
have
yes
that
and no.
verse.
Even in the Bible, you're shown that God
No,
challenges.
according, I'm saying now we're talking specific point, right?
Right. Yes.
Not in general.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm always love to talk specific point. Finish it, open another.
Yes.
Always I love to do that.
Stay on topic.
So
Right.
yes. And this topic, never ever our God to challenging the mankind. This book, I send it. Listen carefully. God didn't send the book. He gave it revelation.
Right.
He didn't challenge. This book, I send it specifically Hebrew or specifically Greek. We don't have that
Right.
verse.
No.
So
he
which
did not.
means for that, for example, let me give you example about the Gospels. The Gospel, beautiful example to give it to you. Why? We have one story, crucifixion, salvation, right? Jesus
Okay.
Christ story, right? We
Okay.
have 4 witnesses. We have
Okay.
4 witnesses, not copy paste. If you read
Okay.
the Gospel, it's not copy paste. Not one copy from the other same story copy. No. We have 4 witnesses,
Yes, you do.
right? But Quran, we have a lot of verses copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Do you know from
Right.
where? Do you know from where? From the
Text.
Bible,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Torah, from Old Testament and
Right.
Mishnah and Midrash and Tanakh and the
Ancient-
Gospel.
Ancient records.
Yes.
Yes. Ancient
Muhammad,
records.
he said one hadith. Muhammad, he mentioned it to his companion, his name Zayd. He's supposed to be his son. No, not the other. He's supposed to be his boyfriend. Why I am saying boyfriend? Because Muhammad, when he heard Zayd came to the Muhammad town, Muhammad supposed to be naked. And when Zayd came to knock his door, he has to open the door naked and hugged him and kissed him. And I prove it in the YouTube channel. You can see it too.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So Zayd, Muhammad, he commanded to him. He told him literally, learn Hebrew language. Learn Hebrew language. Because I have received a book. I don't need anyone to read it. And Zayd, he learned the Hebrew for 16 days. And in Sahih al-Bukhari, in chapter 1, hadith number 3, who proved to Muhammad he is a prophet? Do you know who?
No.
Let me tell you. The heretic Christian in Arabia Desire. The heretic Christian. Those people didn't believe Jesus is God, but still saying, I am Christian. The heretic. The heretic, one pastor, his name Waraq bin Nawfal. Just if you go to Sahih al-Bukhari, chapter 1, Revelation, hadith number 3, you can read the story. This heretic is supposed to be translate the Bible from Hebrew to Arabic. He told him, congratulations, Habibi, you are a prophet. And other witness, do you know who created Muhammad as a prophet? His wife. From physical book, I can prove it.
Right.
One day, Muhammad, he running away. You can read same story in same book, I give it to you. Muhammad, he running away from the cave. And he came to his wife. Shocking. Scaring. He said, ooh, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me. She asked him, oh my cousin, what's happening to you? He said, I'm scared. Someone, he came in a cave. He tried to couple times and he told me I should read what I should read and running away. She said, okay, my cousin, if your friend came to you again, tell me. His wife, Khadija, the Muhammad wife, she's cousin of the pastor, Waraq bin Nawfal, heretic pastor. And one day Muhammad, he said, oh, my cousin, my friend, he came. He's scared. And she said, no problem, my cousin. Come to sit on my right thigh. Muhammad, he sit on her right thigh. And she asked Muhammad, did you see him? He said, yes, I see him, he's here. She said, no problem, my cousin. Jump to my left thigh. He jumped to her left thigh. And she asked him again, did you see him? He said, yes. And she said, come to my lap. He came to her lap. And she asked him, do you see him? He said, yes. Finally, she be crazy. She took off her clothes from the top. And she said, did you see him? He said, no, he ran away. She told him, congratulations, Habibi. This is angel, not devil. Because he feels shy when he see the breast. That make Muhammad a prophet. According biography of Muhammad from Ibn Hisham. I can show it from physical book right now. Any Muslim Arabic speaker. That make Muhammad a prophet. When you ask Muslim, can you tell me one prophecy of Muhammad from Quran? They have no prophecy. Do you know what he will tell you? Do you know what he will tell you? Oh, Prophet Muhammad, peace be behind him, he split the moon 2 parts. What?
Oh, okay. I think I heard that before. Yeah, I think I've heard something say that.
But the NASA said, don't trust those stories, lie.
Yeah.
NASA said, I have the link of NASA. NASA said, don't trust anything you heard on social media. It's lie.
Uh-oh, NASA.
So only one miracle Muhammad did, he split the moon 2 parts. With the witness. Where is witnesses? I don't know. The people was asleep. Who saw that? And the other miracle, let me tell you other miracle to Muhammad. According biography of Muhammad. Muhammad, he fly to 7th sky. And he met with Allah. Before he met with Allah, he found a golden bat. You can find it on my YouTube channel too. I prove everything. Everything I'm saying now, I prove it with the link on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah.
I can tell just by how you carry yourself that you're, into your intelligence is very high up there. You've done a lot of study. In other words, you show yourself study approved, my brother.
Yes,
You
God
know.
bless you. So
So
the other
I
miracle,
recognize that.
third miracle, let me tell you, third miracle, you will laugh. Do you know third miracle Muhammad did? One day Muhammad, he go out to call nature. You understand me? He want to call nature. And he sent his companion, tell this tree to come here. And the tree came. And he asked his companion also to tell that tree to come here. And the two tree came beside. And he called nature behind the tree. That is Muhammad miracle.
Yeah, not logical in nature. And see that's what I weigh up in for me.
Now I will accept one Muslim in front of you, and you will see what he will do. You will see now. Right? Let me accept one Muslim and see what he will do.
Yeah.
Where are you? Send request. You have half an hour. Write it down. Let me in. Let me in. You didn't send request. Let me try to invite you. Where are you? Where's this guy? Come up. Man, you don't have followers. You don't have enough followers, man. Please. Let me accept another one. Let me accept another one. Let's see who is a Muslim here. We need someone Muslim. Muslim Isa. Come on, Muslim Isa.
Yes, I'm greeting.
Salam alaikum, brother. Do you heard everything I said, right? Which point you don't like it? You want to prove it to me I am liar. Go ahead.
To be honest with you, maybe if you see my name, you think that I'm a Muslim. I was a Muslim before. Right now, Islam doesn't make sense to me at all, because you have to know what you are worshiping. You have to ask questions.
Congratulations, Habibi. Congratulations. You left the devil religion. Congratulations.
Yes, very sure, very sure. And then Islam is full of hatred, and if you are into Islam, you begin to hate your other people which they are not Muslims.
Exactly.
Even in that Islam, we have a lot of sects, that more about 70 part of sect, which all of them think they are on the right path. We have Shia, we have Tijaniya, we have Sufi, any part of it. And then we begin to hate each other because we are not in the same sect. And then what you are saying to me, Islam is a scam. It's a full of scam. Why? Because when it comes to creation, how Allah created the world and so on, it doesn't make sense. And then also, let's come into the hadith that our prophet said, Prophet Muhammad, he said, Inna ahadakum la ya'malu bi amal ahli al-jannah hatta ma yakuna baynahu wa baynaha illa dhira' فيثبت عليه الكتاب فيعمل بعمل أهل الجنة فيدخلها. Let me make it short.
Yes.
He said, one of you will act upon righteousness until it is time for him to be dead, or it's time for him to answer his creator. And then what Allah has written on him, that maybe if he's someone who will be going to hell, then what all the good that he did, he will just do something bad small, and then he go to hell. And then also we also have you see someone who will be doing bad things, who will be killing people and so on. So after everything, the book that Allah has written on him that he's going to Jannah, then you see him, you do one righteousness, then you go to Jannah. So that means Allah is in control of us. So you shouldn't have to blame anyone for doing bad or good. Why? Because he has already written what he is coming to do. That means that Allah is a devil. So how could you create someone and then you in your creation you created him to become a bad person? So you also come to blame the person. This is the first thing. And then also when it comes to how do you call it? Please, I'm coming. Yes, yes. We also have one thing that I wanted to ask. We said Allah is all knowing. He knows everything. Okay, let me ask something. Me as a human being, if I know that if I create this thing and then it will become a problem to the society, and then I did it, how are you going to call me? You will call me a bad person or anything. Why? Because you know that I'm all knowing. I know what is coming to happen, and then I did it. So at the first place, in everything, they said Allah has created Satan and given him a free will and so on, and then he created a star that will kill Satan. Why didn't he kill the Satan at the first place for us to be free? So
Exactly.
when it comes
Even
when it
Allah,
comes
sorry if I interrupted you. Even Allah in Quran, He misled the devil. The
yes,
devil
sure.
spoke with Allah. He said, ربي بما أغويتني لأزينن لهم في الأرض ولأغوينهم أجمعين. He said, Oh my Lord, since you mislead me, I will mislead all the mankind. What?
Yes.
Allah mislead the devil? The devil is a
Yes.
victim in Islam. He's a victim. And if I go to chapter 41, verse 25, Allah literally said, وَقَيَّضْنَا لَهُمْ قُرَنَاءَ فَزَيَّنُوا لَهُم مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيَهُمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ وَحَقَّ الْقَوْلَ عَلَيْهِمْ فِي أُمَمٍ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. Which means, Allah He said, we appointed the devils with all mankind to attract them, to push him, to become sinner, to put him in hellfire. What? If
Yes.
Allah assigned the devils with me to push me, to attract me to become sinner, for He put me in a hellfire. Who's Allah? If Allah did that, what the devil can do? Devil sit like me, like now, and put one leg on the other and drink coffee? Allah, He did His job? What are you talking about? What kind of Allah that? Right? We have a lot of point about this point. But the funny thing,
Yes.
brother, in hadith, the funny thing, I guess you read this hadith. إن الله خلق خلقه في ظلمة فألقى عليهم من نوره فمن أصابه النور اهتدى. Which means, Allah in authentic hadith said, Allah He created the creation, which means the human being, in a darkness. He created him in a darkness. And He cast some light from him, from Himself. And He hunted. However, Allah light hunted, he going to Jannah. However, didn't catch it. Allah light, he going to hellfire. What? Allah He playing me? He playing with me billiardo, for example? What kind of Allah that? He play with me? If I catch Allah light, I'm going to Jannah. If I didn't catch Allah light, I'm going to hellfire. Let me show you this hadith for all brother. Read it and laughing together. Because it's authentic hadith. Make me crazy when I read it first time when I was young. But in Islam, we have no choice to ask, because haram. In Quran, Allah said, don't ask a question. Haram. Not allowed. Inna Allah khalaqa khalqahu. I will open it from sunnah.com to read it for me, brothers. However, any brother who wanna read it, you can read it for me. God bless you. Inna Allah khalaqa khalqahu fi zulma. Fi zulma. Look the funny hadith. Inna Allah, yes. Hadith sahih in Mishkat al-Masabih. There you go. I have it in physical book too, but for the Arabic speakers. Guys, take screenshot. I don't want to tell you every single time take screenshot, for you have a knowledge in the future if you spoke with any Muslim. Here, Mushkat al-Masabih, Hadith 101. Can you read it, brother?
Yes.
Abdullah ibn Umar reported that he heard God's messenger say, God created His creation in a darkness and cast some of His light upon them. Those on whom some of that light falls will have guidance. But those who are missed by it will go astray. On that account, I say that the pen has no more to write about Allah's knowledge. Ahmad transmitted. Look here, Sahih, which means authentic hadith. So if Allah did that, which means Allah play game with me? What kind of
Yes,
dump
yes.
Allah? Are you playing game with me?
Yeah,
Where's
Mr.
my free
Ahmed,
will? Yeah, go ahead,
please,
brother.
yes, I wanted to give it because you see, most of the times we in Africa, we take this reading for granted, and then I'm not that independently. My parents is around, so they came, so I have to leave. So I don't want them to hear me. So
God bless you,
I
brother.
will
Thank
follow
you for
them.
coming, and I appreciate it for your witnesses.
Yes,
God
yes,
bless.
yes.
And
Okay, thank you.
congratulations again, you left this devil religion because now
Yes,
you are free. You
yes,
are not
yes,
slave.
yes. We are hoping to leave this country, then we will be free, and then we spread off a lot of lies that we know about Islam. So
Amen,
let's
brother.
hope for the
Amen.
best.
Amen. You
Thank
are
you.
very welcome, brother. You are very welcome. Let's see. Maybe we catch another Muslim. Today, all the Muslim left Islam. What's happening today, guys? Let's
Sorry,
see if we
Ahmed,
catch
before you
any Muslim.
continue, sorry to cut you off, mate. I'm gonna be in a bit of a hurry, so I'll need to leave soon. But if you don't mind, I'll just bring out a few more points. That while you were
Go ahead,
talking
brother.
and the
Take
other
your
notes.
time. Go ahead. You are very
Yeah,
welcome.
I
Go
just
ahead.
I just wrote a few notes off the top of my mind that I forgot about before. There's a fair few, so please be patient with me. And if at any time you need to cut me off, just let me know. One other issue that I've encountered in the last couple of months, at least in the last couple of weeks since I've been active on TikTok, is the blatant insults and disrespect that Muslims get to when they're challenged on their points. I was on a live, one of the first lives that I ever actually went on, just as a viewer. I didn't have many followers at the time to jump in the box, but it was a Niqabi Somali girl from Melbourne, from my city in Australia, and they were talking about Islam, da 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 da. Then it got to a point where randomly she was looking for a topic to discuss because her viewers were dropping down. So I guess she needed some entertainment. So she ended up deciding to put Jesus is not God, and the way that led up to her deciding that topic was a few other people joined in, and they were literally looking for entertainment. It's like as if like a bunch of school bullies want to look for weak students to pick on so they can have a laugh. So when the topic was decided, a few people from America joined in, and one of the guys, I'm pretty sure he was African American. I could tell from his accent. He brought up the whole nikas al-qadr, nikas al-aql, the intelligence of
ناقصات
the women.
عقل. ناقصات عقل.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. He brought that up, and he even opened up the hadith. He put his camera on, and he said, "Oh, what's this? Like you guys are saying one thing on one end, like I said, like I mentioned before, and you guys are saying something else." I swear on nature, okay? I swear on my dead brother's grave. One of the guys jumped in because she had nothing to say. She literally had nothing to say. The live topic was ask me anything about Islam, all right? And she literally had nothing to say. So in order to get help, she waited for a bit. She must have messaged someone, and one of these young guys from America came on. I'm guessing he was Arab, but his attitude, honestly, was one of the first things that kind of, even up to that point, I was still a bit 50-50 on everything. But his attitude just turned me off, like religion in general, especially Islam, because he was literally, I can hear him, when someone is enjoying something, when they rub their hands. I could hear from his voice that that's what he was doing, and he kept saying, "Yes, bring on Christians tonight. I'm going to serve their head on a plate for them. I want to just like debate Christians and this and that, this and that." And he just turned into someone that was just bullying. He constantly would jump in, cut you off, wouldn't let the other person speak. Instead of answering the question that the guy asked about the niqas al-aql, he kept bringing in, but in your Bible it says this, in your Bible it says that. So I was like, okay, I was patient. But a week later, once I gained enough followers, I jumped on in the box. And first of all, when I started speaking, they started coming up with excuses. The guy was like, yes, Rabbi Chad is the one. Yes, that's the one, Rabbi Chad. The person in the comment recognized the person. First they started questioning me. They're like, oh, how are you able to jump in the box? You don't even have 1,000 followers, this and that, this and that. I was like, all right, whatever. Then I started mentioning the whole, like, be a bit respectful. I even mentioned a hadith from Muhammad where he says, if a person has even an atom's worth of weight in their heart of cockiness or pride, they will not, he or she will not enter heaven. Yeah. I mentioned that. And like I said, instead of understanding, these people, this is where I got called a liberal Muslim. When I said, you guys are all living in the West, instead of appreciating it and accepting that you live in a non-Muslim country, be nice to people, be kind to people. Even in our own religion, it says we have to accept the books that are before us. Abrahamic faiths are supposed to be our brothers and sisters, and God will judge each one according to their own books and according to their own deeds. But you guys are going against that, and that's why I said, like, they just jumped on me, and there was a whole bandwagon, and then all this personal insults started getting thrown at me, and then I got dropped off from the box. They kicked me out, and then in the comments, and the people that were still on, they were just, like I said, literally just direct insults about me personally. They were saying I was whitewashed, and I'm trying to make my religion fit according to everybody else, etc., etc. One of the notes that I have is one of the Muslims jumped on to another live. There's a person called Mehraj. He's Afghanistani. He speaks Persian. He's one of the people that I go on his lives. He lives in Germany, so I think it's Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Germany time. He starts his live on his TikTok channel, and he's very patient. He's very respectful, and the people that come on, the Muslims, his condition is, if you're Muslim, you have to turn your camera on. You know what I mean? Even if for a split second, he just wants to see you. First, a lot of them, they come up with a lot of excuses. Oh, there's no light. My light is switched off. It's dark here. My wife is sleeping next to me, etc., etc. Then when they do come on, a lot of them act like they're not Muslims, even though in Islam, if you say you're not Muslim, that's a big sin. You know what I mean? You're denying your religion. Then they slowly get a few words out of him. Then when they know they can't say anything to prove him wrong, they start blatantly swearing in literally the most worst swearing words. They swear at his mother, they swear at his sister, his daughter, you know what I mean? All sorts of bad profanity. One of the guys that came on, his name is Afghan Dawa. This guy acts like he's all-knowing in religion, and he's pretty much like a cleric or a scholar, so to say. The topic of Bibi Hawa or Eve being created from Adam's left rib came up, and this guy said, "No, there's no way. That's not accepted. That's a load of crap that you guys are making." And the host Miraj literally pulled up the Quran. He pulled up a hadith. He pulled up Tasfir, and this guy literally denied all three of them, which makes him a non-Muslim. I thought after that his conscience as a man, as a Muslim, would not allow him to come and preach religion or try to debate after that. But he's still active, and he completely denies that ever happened. The next thing is, we were talking about, I brought up this topic because I learned it from someone else, how one of the people from Mecca, I think it was, came up to Muhammad and he said, my parents are in hell. What can I do? And Muhammad told him, don't worry, my parents are in hell as well. A lot of Muslims deny that, but if we think about it logically,
No, it's
before
authentic.
Muhammad, there was no Islam. Therefore, they didn't have a nikah, which made it what? An illegitimate marriage. And he was born a bastard, pretty much. When we say that, everybody jumps on you and they start insulting, how can you call the prophet a bastard, this and that. But that's the truth. That is what it is.
This you said now, according Quran,
Um,
not only Hadith.
Yes.
Quran in Surah
Yes.
At-Tawbah, Surah At-Tawbah, chapter 9, verse 80. Allah, He didn't allow to the Muhammad to, read anything for his relative, father, mother, uncle. He didn't allow him to read anything Quran for him, and he didn't ask Allah to guide him or put him in the Jannah. He didn't allow him in Quran. So, yes, but Muhammad, he insulted his father and mother. Do you know that? Because his father and mother, his paganism, his polytheist. And Muhammad in Quran, he said, the polytheist is dirty, stinky, which means he literally insulted his father and mother. Sorry, brother, continue. Go ahead.
That's okay. Sorry, Ahmed. I'm gonna drop off because I got a phone call and now it's echoing, and I'll jump back on
No
in about
problem.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, no problem, brother. Let me
Okay. I'll
accept
jump
another
back on
Muslim.
in
You are
2
very
minutes.
welcome anytime, brother. Anytime you
Thank
are
you.
very welcome.
Thank you. I'll speak to
You
you
are very
soon.
welcome. Yep. Let me accept this guy. He first one. He sent request.
How are you, brother?
Hey, brother. How are you? Are you Muslim or Christian?
Hello? I am using my friend's account because he's sleeping. I'm a Greek Orthodox. My name is Christo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I was watching the chess game earlier, man.
So
How do
what
you
you
deal
try
with
to
it?
do? What try to say?
Well, from what I seen, it looked like both of you guys were playing chess, and it looks like in the end of the day, I don't think you got what you wanted.
Why you
As a
said that?
Christian.
You are a Christian? Are you
Yes,
sure you are
Greek
a
Orthodox.
Christian?
Yes, I am. My name is
Okay,
Christo.
cool. Well, just calm down,
I'm
brother.
Greek.
With all respect, just calm
Yes.
down. I am
Okay,
Orthodox
I'm
too.
just gonna say
Okay,
no one is
brother,
perfect. No
brother,
one is
brother,
perfect.
brother.
Yes.
If you wanna cut me off again or talk over me, say bye to the camera. Okay? You made a
Go
claim,
on.
and you said you are a Christian, right? And specifically Greek Orthodox. I'm Orthodox. Okay? So my question to you, brother, do you know the morning prayer?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm Greek
Hmm.
Orthodox. I was raised on it. I
Have you
don't
read
know
the
it.
Bible before? Okay, have you read the
I've read
Bible
the
before?
Bible. I've read the
Cool.
Bible,
Have you
but
read it? Have you read it, the David Gospel chapter 2?
no,
How about William Gospel?
I have not. But can I
So
tell
you
you one
are
thing but can I
liar.
tell you
We
one thing
don't
that I
have the
did read?
David
Can I
Gospel.
tell
We don't have William Gospel. They say bye to the camera. You see, brother? All those cowards, they deny his religion. He denied his religion, and he
Yep.
came to attack Christianity
Right.
with no knowledge. He's
Right.
a
With no
coward.
knowledge. Yes.
See?
Yes. It's
I just destroy him on one question. Have
yep.
you read it, David Gospel before? Chapter 2? He
Right.
said no. How about William Gospel? To be honest, I didn't read it. Coward. Why you
Right.
deny your religion?
Right.
Trust your Allah, man. Let me
Right.
accept another one. Congratulations, he left Islam because he denied Allah and Muhammad. Congratulations, Habibi. Continue. Till become a Christian. To save your spirit. Let's see next one. Amen, brother. Amen.
Just to verify for the record that this is the Bible I read from, King
No
James.
problem, brother. I trust you. Amen, brother. God bless you. I
I'm
know.
all over it.
Look, our Almighty God, what He said.
Yeah.
Test the
Well,
spirit.
I was
Right?
raised on it.
Our
But
God, our Almighty God, what He said. Test the spirit. Right?
yep, that's the spirit of good faith.
Yeah, we tested already now. Let's see
Yeah,
another next one. Let's see next one. Mine.
that's what I do.
Come
I
on,
look for
mine.
keywords that they might speak, ask a couple of
God
quick
bless you,
questions.
brother. Nice to see you. God bless.
Yeah, this is me. Yeah, I'm native to this land actually. I've got I'm Cherokee from Missouri on my mother's side, And the unfortunate story is in the 18th century when they were clearing the land over here. My great-great-great-grandfather, he was son of a maidservant, and they dropped him off on English doorsteps, Holloways, and they adopted him and then brought him into, the English way of colonization and settlement. So that's kind of how I ended up here in America, so to speak, is,
Amen, brother.
from England,
Let's see.
Ireland, and homeland here.
Amen, brother.
Cherokee.
Amen. Let's see you speak with the mind. Hi, mind.
I have a question for you, no?
Are you Harun? Are you Muslim or Christian? Alhamdulillah, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm from Muslim,
Cool. So now we talk about more than 10 points about Islam. Are you admitted or denied it?
10 point what?
You have more than 1 hour in live stream sending request, and we have 1 hour talking about Islam. Do you admit it or denied it?
I'm not denied it, but I'm a little busy because
So
I'm
you
not
admit
saying
it.
1 hour.
So which means
Yeah,
Allah in Quran, for example, Allah in Quran, He said, the sky is a ceiling. Are you okay with that?
yeah.
The sky is a roof. Are you okay with that? Sky is a roof?
By the way, I'm not reading like details about the interpretation of Quran or everything. But
So you are a Muslim or not? Or atheist?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
So you are Muslim by faith or by name?
By name.
By name, right? So why you are a Muslim?
Because I believe in Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
So you believe Muhammad, you don't believe Allah. Muhammad is Allah.
Muhammad is the messenger of Allah.
Who said that? Muhammad is Allah in Quran. Who is all merciful?
Muhammad is not Allah. Muhammad
Who
is
is
the
all
messenger of
merciful?
Allah.
My question for you, who's all merciful?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Muhammad is all merciful in Quran. Do you want me to prove it for you?
Merciful for me, yeah. The Muslim, yeah.
So he is Allah equal.
No, it's not equal. Why you are making
Allah
saying
is,
the
or you
messenger
said,
from God?
brother, you said Allah all
Yeah.
merciful, and Muhammad he is all merciful in Quran.
All merciful means in
So
the
which
name
means?
of Allah. In the name
No,
of
he
Allah.
didn't
Muhammad
say,
is
no.
merciful. No,
The
I
verse
said in
didn't
the
say
Quran,
that.
in the name of Allah, Muhammad is
Brother,
merciful.
do you have a Quran?
Okay, open for me and you will teach
Bring
me.
your own Quran. Bring it.
Okay, chapter what?
Surah At-Tawbah,
Okay, let me
chapter
wait.
9, verse 128. We'll see who is Allah, Muhammad or someone fake. We don't know him.
Okay. Chapter 8,
Chapter 9,
Surah Al-Fatiha.
verse 128.
Okay, so please tell me Surah, no?
Surah At-Tawbah.
By the way, I'm talking to you. You are a Muslim or you are from where?
I'm an ex-Muslim, alhamdulillah, Jesus, brother. I left Islam for you.
If
I
you are
don't need it
ex-Muslim, you
anymore.
don't know about Surah? You know Surah? Surah what? Surah.
You have two meaning of surah.
Sometimes
Surah,
because
seen, or surah, sad. Which one? Choose.
Sad.
Surah or surah.
Surah.
You are not
Surah
Arab. You are not Arab native, right? You are Afghani,
Yeah, because
right?
of that. My language is not Arabic. because I'm from
For
the.
that, you cannot understand the Quran. You're reading a fake book, not Quran.
No, the religion is not a fake book, you know, because we are
Fake book,
already reading.
the religion, Allah said in
So
Quran,
what
He
what
said,
language can wait?
Harun,
Can I ask
just
you
calm
something?
down.
What language?
Harun,
What language? Okay,
Harun.
what language coming from the God?
Thank you for coming, Habibi. Let's see the next. Meyer, come on. Meyer. Guys, sending requests. And I accept it. But let's see the next. True ministry.
God bless you, brother.
God bless you, brother. Muslim or Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Amen.
I just wanted
Go ahead,
to
brother.
reiterate what you said earlier about, the difference between religion and relationship. And Jesus came so that to provide a pathway for man to have a relationship with God.
Amen.
That was the purpose. All false religion cannot provide a relationship with God. And Jesus said on the judgment day, he said, "Depart from me, I never knew you." And that word "knew" speaks of a intimate relationship with God, a personal relationship with God. And the Bible says that he that hath not the Spirit of Christ is none of his. The way that we become reconciled back to God is we receive the Spirit of God. And so this is the difference between, I've been asked a question before when I've debated Muslims, and they say, why do you not want to be a Muslim? I says, Islam does not provide a pathway for someone to have a relationship with God. And that's the whole purpose for Christ coming and dying on the cross. That's the whole purpose of the gospel of Jesus Christ, And so I just wanted to reiterate that, because that's where the focus really should, the focus really is in Scripture. And everything else is false religion. Everything outside of that's false religion. All false religion will misrepresent the gospel. They'll misrepresent Christ, and they'll misrepresent the cross. All false religion will do that because its design is to prevent you from having a relationship with God. And so I just want to say, God bless you, brother. I have great respect for you. And I enjoy watching you and seeing the honest, respectful interactions that you have. I try to debate with Muslims, and it ends up being a hot mess because the moment
Always the Muslim is hot.
Well, and most
Angry.
being is you don't have the language to do it. I mean, you've got the right message, but I know somebody that will debate with Muslim and they can't speak a lick of Arabic, and I'm thinking to myself, you can't even understand what's being said to you. How can you tell somebody that you don't know the language you're native to what they're supposed to think? That's just totally, you just can't do that. You can't.
Yep.
Now, if you want to debate English, I'll debate English with you. But to try to make somebody who doesn't speak English understand what I'm trying to say, forget about it. You need an interpreter, which is very, honored. Again, that's, very, that's what I picked up on you, is you were very sound
Look,
about your language, and you're very
brother, English is easy language. You can learn it fast.
right.
But
Yeah,
Arabic, no, it's hard.
Yes. Yep.
It's really hard, Arabic.
Oh,
For
yeah.
that, I praise Lord always. I praise Lord. He make me in Arab countries, and he teach me, and he walk with me to learn this religion for this day.
Yep.
Always I praise Lord for that.
Yeah,
There's a
amen.
battle going on, brother. There's a battle going on, and it, man, hey, listen, if you think converting Muslims is something, shoo,
A lot,
try talking
bro.
to
A
some of them
lot of
corporate
Muslim
Christians.
go, bro. All the glory to the God, Jesus
Yep.
Christ, Almighty God. We are nothing. We are like, we are like nothing because we are a temple of God, right? So, the God used His Son here. A lot of Muslim from 12 years ago till now, all the Muslim debater now is ex-Muslim by my way, all
Very
of them.
nice.
And
Very nice.
we have a lot of fruit in countries. But let me tell you another thing. I don't want to talk about myself. I like to talk about our Lord Jesus Christ always.
Right. Yep.
So in Arab country, only in Arab country, and millions left Islam, become Christian. Even my town is native Islam. My town is native Islam. They don't know anything about Christianity. Now you can see in my town, in my city, more than 20 churches. More than 20 churches. Only in my city. A lot left Islam in Arab country. Why? Because mother language. When he studied the book, he be confused. Like now, when I told you. When he studies the Quran, he will be confused, man. How can the woman have a semen and the semen coming from her chest? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Absolutely, this is not book of God. But small example, but just I give it to you. We have a lot of problem in Quran. A lot. A lot of people left Islam and become preaching the gospel in countries. I know some ex-Muslim preaching in Germany language, some in French, some in English, some in Arabic, a lot. But you guys, you living in West countries, you just understanding English language. You don't know what's happening in Arab Islamic country. Do you know in Indonesia? I have a prophecy for Indonesia. No, Indonesia, before 10 years ago, is biggest Islamic country in the world. After 5 years, you will see Indonesia be biggest country, Christian country in the world. Indonesia. You don't know what's happening in Islamic country. So the debater, the dawah, the scholars of Islam, they're running to the West countries to mislead him. Because in Islamic countries, they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing. But they're running to where? To some area don't know anything about Islam.
Right.
To preaching Islam.
Yes, they
Before
prey
I
on
came to English TikTok, I used to be all brother and moderator, they know. Before I came to English TikTok, every day, 1, 2, 3, accept Islam. I be witness, accept Shahada. But when I start till now, I didn't find one accept Islam. Why? Because the people now have knowledge. They know what's happening in Islam. Why? Because I'm an Arab speaker. I know what the inside books. I study it. And I prove it with the proof. From Quran, from Sunnah. They have no answer. Just insulting me, insult my mother, insult my wife, F word, K word, bad word, reporting on my account. That's all. They have nothing. Like today, why I opened this live? Today. One Muslim dawah. He challenged me to debate me. And I did 2 conversations before with him. He has a lot of followers. I tested him before. I showed him, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see one video, Adil under my hand. 40-minute brother. I show him one hadith. To read it, he's scared to read it. And he insult me in Arabic language for the audio didn't understand what he's talking about. He insult my father. My father is died. When I left Islam, I become Christian, my father died. So he insult my father, insult my mother in Arabic language for nobody understand what he talking about. 40 minutes didn't read the hadith. And here on TikTok too. I open one topic, I put it this picture. Why your Allah doesn't have left hand, according to Quran and hadith. Why he has only two right hand. Why he doesn't left hand. He came to me. Do you know what he said? He made Photoshop video, not video, voice on me. And he said, Ahmad, he left Christianity, become atheist. And he came to me, all his audio mentioning to him, Adil answer, Adil, go to Ahmad, expose Ahmad. He came to my life. I told him, okay, you are very welcome. You can see his video on my account here. I downloaded, I posted. Told him, you are very welcome, Adil. You want to answer my question? He directly attacked me in a person. And today, he attacked my wife. He talking about my wife. My wife doesn't have a social media. Why are you talking about her?
Right.
If you trust your Allah, come. Answer the question, right? You're doing dawah. You are a scholar. You are a sheikh, right? So I sent that message to him through one Christian. He came like a messenger between me and him. I told him, tell him, first of all, you have to apologize for my wife. First of all, before anything. Second thing, I will give him good offer for him. I will open live and he coming guest and then bring with him two dawah also. Two sheikh also bring with him. 3, front of me I am lonely. You are all dawah Muslims. 3 sheikh, 3 dawah. I am only one ex-Muslim. Let debate about the God attribute, being attribute between Islam and the Christianity. He's scared. Tell him to come here. Tell him to come here. You want me go to your live stream to control me, to insult me, to muted me, to kick me out? Didn't give me a chance to talk? No way. I'm smart. God, he teach me to be smart.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Between me and you, I will open live. I'm in my life. You can join host with me from your life. Right? Nobody can control the other. Right?
I think so. I'm new to kind of TikTok, so.
He didn't accept.
Oh.
He's scared to accept it. For that, I opened this live earlier. Till now, still open. But he ended his life and he ran away. He asking for the donation and he ran away.
Yeah. I call those guys corporates, you know. Sounds like, you know, so I didn't realize that there was corporate Muslims like there's corporate Christians. And what I mean by that is they ask for money, for knowledge. They don't want to share the word of God for free. They want to be like, well, if you give me a donation, I can send you this cool book I wrote. Or, you know, whatever. They might
Look,
condemn
brother,
you if you're not doing something
let me
right.
tell you something. According to this point, no problem if you support your brother and sister, however he doing anything, right? But if he ask, give me to do, that mean business.
Yep, that's business.
Yes.
Yep.
Like some guy, he doing dawah here on TikTok, he named himself Central. I called him Circle because always circling. So Circle, he said, guys, if you send me lion, I will expose him. If you send me lion now, I will expose him. What? So which means you are not trusting your religion. You didn't trust your religion, but you came here for business. If you send me lion, I will expose him.
Yep.
And one day, 2 dawah fighting in a brother bro for all Christian in his life guest fighting one the other. Why? Because Isa dawah, he received a lot of gift. Circle dawah didn't receive a gift. They're fighting each other. Oh, Isa received a lot of gift. Send me. Like that doing dawah. The other, what he did after he finished, guys, I have a link for support the Muslim families in Afghanistan. Go support, go donate. If anyone, one of you, $5, we can make a difference. Guys, I have a link in my account. If you support, I'm supporting the Muslim family in Somalia. Like that. Like that. But I never said that And never. Maybe I put my PayPal, but I didn't ask to support me to preach.
Right.
Big difference.
Yes, very big difference. Very big
Yeah.
difference. And please, I'm not saying anything, about.
No
I hope you don't
problem.
take what I said personal, because I didn't
No.
reference that to you.
Look,
I just,
brother, everything clean for who have clean heart, and
yeah, clean
everything
hands.
dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Right? The Bible said that.
Yep. And see, that's
I
kind of where
didn't
I am
misunderstand you, never. I never
in my
misunderstand
journey.
you, brother. No problem.
Yeah, in my journey, I'm kind of in the because I've gone through the New Testament and the Gospels in my personal relationship with
Yes.
I'm more in like the watchtower part of things with the prophets, and
Look, the
whatnot.
beautiful
So
thing, brother, the beautiful thing, at least Jesus Christ, he didn't attack my personal life without
that's right.
permission.
That's right.
What he said, Jesus
True.
Christ, he said, he waiting on your heart door. He knocking the door. If you open it for him, he will enter. But Allah, do you know Allah what he did? He assigned the devils with you 24 hours. And he assigned it to angel for you too. One on left shoulder, one on right shoulder, to write it down and send the facts to Allah.
Here's what I've been telling. This has been put on my consciousness just for the longest time. When I observe everybody fighting amongst everybody and squabbling amongst each other, who's got the right doctrine, who's got the right belief, when it comes to a higher of Islam versus Christianity. And because it can get ugly, now, like you said, they start insulting your wife. That's got nothing to do with anything. I mean, you're just simply a messenger. You didn't write this stuff. You're standing on what you believe, and that's okay. As long as you're not injuring another party, obviously it's okay. You do no
Yeah,
harm.
no problem, brother. With all respect, I have one question in comments, Sister Parisa. She asked, because he is not talking about his religion, he's talking about what he left, why. So, sister, with all respect, I respect you in humanity because you are my sister, if I agree or not in humanity. But always, we have to say the truth. We cannot hide the truth. However, who hides the truth, he's a devil. So for that, I'm showing the truth. The truth, I know it about Islam, I'm sharing, right, for free for you. If you want to listening, learn, you are very welcome here. If not, also you are very welcome here, right? If you want to learn more, keep following and go to YouTube channel. If not, one day, brother, she reminded me something. One day some dawah came to me and he said, I will ask you a question. I told him, okay. Are you looking for the truth? Because I have a topic. I open a topic. I told him, are you looking for the truth? He said, no. I told him, say bye to the camera.
Right.
I don't need you here.
Right.
I don't need you. No wasting time with you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If you need the truth. In Arabic language, because my original language, my relative, my mother tongue language, I debate with a lot of atheists. You can see it on my YouTube channel in Arabic language. A lot of them become Christian after debating. Because I can use my language, whatever I have idea in my mind. Right?
Yes.
But in English, still I'm learning. I have only 9 months start debating in English. Right? For that, I can't accept hard question because I can't explain it in English.
Right.
In Arabic, very easy I can explain it. Simple for me in Arabic. I can close my eye and explain it. But English, still, I admit it, still my language is not perfect. I'm trying, at least I'm learning.
Yeah, humble.
Yeah. Yes, brother. Let me see if we have another Muslim. We have a lot on guests, but let me accept Hayam. Hayam Han. Come on, Hayam. Hello.
Hello, Ahmed.
Hey, brother. Muslim or Christian?
I'm from East Turkey, ex-Muslim.
You are very welcome, brother. You are very welcome. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. You running away from this devil religion. Go ahead, brother.
I ran away. I had that applause long time ago, Ahmed. It's over 6 years ago. I left. It's mine is not like the moral contradictions in the religion. It's just more like basically the logic of the religion. It was, and I came onto YouTube maybe a couple of weeks ago, just very new, and I saw a Turkish guy chatting with you, and that's why I thought, okay, let me chat with Ahmed. I like
Yes.
the theology. I like the religion. That's my job in Turkey. Yes, I am a tourist guide. You know, in Turkey, you have a lot of. This is where the Syria and Turkey and part of Iran is where the Christian religion is born and raised and spread. So you get a lot of tourists over, and you get a lot of temples and monuments and stuff to tell. So you have to know the religion quite good to tell people about the place and what happened. Yeah, I came on YouTube. Okay, let's just chat with the guy. What going on? Mostly in Turkey is the Muslim way is totally different from what being taught in Arabic countries. It's really
Yeah.
totally two big different worlds. You know it, Ahmed. I mean, if you're
Yes,
you're
I know
native
it
Arabic
because
speaker.
Ataturk he switched everything. Ataturk, Mustafa
Yeah.
Kemal.
Yeah,
Yes.
like this, Ahmed, especially when after the ISIS happened, all the tafsirs, the hadith books, everything revised so quickly. I swear you, Ahmed, I don't believe in anything, but just I still feel like I have to, when I want to emphasize the point, I have to say I swear. But all the hadith book, like those killed the apostles, all those people, the prophet killed that Jewish woman, that Jewish writer, or that
In
pregnant
one
woman
day,
baby was.
600% cut the head,
Oh
man, and take the woman's.
no, Ahmed.
700 mans. Yeah.
I mean, I send you the link of the Hadith books, and there are also applications on Google Play. Honestly, look how much those, not the Hadith is there, but just the ones has been all cut off. Everything has been cut off. Everything. We had an incident, I mean, in 6 years, a guy, a sheikh married a girl, 6 years old, two best friends. He's marrying his best friend daughter. She's 6 years old. Like the way it happened between Abu Bakr and Muhammad. You can Google it, Ahmed. It's still on the court.
Yeah, the funny
So,
thing, brother, about this story, Muhammad, he married Aisha. When he came to ask her father to marry Aisha, do you know her father what he answering Muhammad? He
you're
said,
my
no,
best
you are
friends.
my brother. He said,
Yeah,
no, you are
yeah.
my brother. He said, no, no, you are my brother in Islam. I allowed to take her. I can marry her.
Yeah,
6 years old. And he's
yeah,
52 years old.
and in Turkish Islamic encyclopedia, it's written that it was such a bad habit that you would get somebody as a brother that which is not your blood related. I just thought, why should it bad? You call somebody my brother, and then you get in your house and then stuff. You trust him, and then the guy turn out to be like in your daughter or your wife or whatever. Why should it be bad? Who can you trust? And you trust nobody. Then it just totally
Yes,
destroys the morality between. Yeah, it doesn't have to be always blood related, right? You can also love somebody more than your brother, even if it's not blood related. Depends who you are, what you do,
exactly.
I think. Anyway, Ahmed, after this 6 years old marriage, exactly like how it happened, had it in and had it, the girl laterally goes to judge. The judge is also one of those Jamaat leader, kind of is member of that. They
Yes.
anyway, they cover up the situation. The girl laterally record all her husband's voices. She make him talk like her mother prepared her when she was 6 years old, brush her hair, and her brother took her hand and take her to a room, and the guy end up in a room, lesbian playing, give her toys, and the guy laterally, I'm sorry, but that tightening thing
Yes.
happens. Turkey went wild. I mean, you cannot imagine. There were so
Same
many,
as Aisha.
yeah, same. There were so many video. You know that in the non-Arabic countries, they some of them say Aisha was 18, now he's 20. So he's 27 claims, but at least 50% of them were like
I
they are the
have
Muslims.
six book. I have
Yeah,
6 book. Prove it from authentic hadith. Aisha, she was 6 years old, literally.
Yeah,
when
but
Muhammad married her.
so many sheikhs were saying, yeah, Aisha was 9 years old, but it was a warm climate.
They're
She was
trying
getting
to
used to.
circling with the
Yeah,
Shia books.
yeah. But Ahmed, what happened is after this event, next week, all these videos from the sheikhs that Aisha was 6, but it was in that time it was normal type videos, everything gone.
Yes, they were
Not
deleted. For that, I'm start buying physical books.
yeah,
For that.
Yep. Yep.
just write in
I've got
Google
some
the
very nice
Turkish.
books about the American history, and I've got
Yeah,
some very nice books about world history that will blow your mind, and it will give you an insight and an explanation 100% as
yeah,
to why Earth is in the condition that it is in right now, state of emergency.
Yes.
Because there's no love.
Yes, brother. Yes,
There's no
brother.
love. And until we stop and say, wait a minute, kind of like what you did, Ahmed, wait a minute, this Islam is not correct. Something's off. And you went right for the translations. You know, that's your biggest piece. You went right to make sure that people were getting the correct message. And hallelujah to you, because you did it. And if to anybody
Yes.
else that has broken through the chains of deception, because that's real on both sides of the fence. It does. If I go to China, I'm going to live under a government that has me deceived. If I go to Russia, I'm going to live under a man-made government that has me deceived. Same as in America. It's very, very, and I say this
I mean, brother,
because I stand on
with all
historical
respect,
ground.
yeah, with all respect, brother, God bless you. Let the brother finish. However,
Yeah,
he
sorry,
wants
I
to
didn't mean to
say.
cut off.
And,
My apology.
my
no
last point,
problem.
Ahmed, was the earthquake. You know, happened in Syria also, and there were so many infants. They lost their parents. So what happened is there were a lot of on live TV, Turkish people, and also myself also applied for adopting those kids. And the religion affair of Turkey, this is we call Diyanet, all supposed to be all religions, not only Islam, Sunni Islam, but they declared a fatwa. They said these girls you are adopting, remember, they are halal for you. In the future, there is no problem that you can marry for them as that you are not their parents.
Yes.
This is happening in the very same week. Oh,
According
like
Muhammad in Quran.
yeah, but TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, everybody, even the Muslims, say if your book, they say fuck your book. If this is your religion, fuck your people believing like if how come we can think about that situation? A 3 years old girl lost his children, his parents. With people trying to give them a home and a safe place.
Yes.
You're talking about in the future getting them married. It's halal for you. Can yeah, it was unnormal. I mean, it's even a little bit when you show people in liberal countries the pure religion how it happened,
Yeah.
just a little bit taste of it, they find straight away so sour they throw up straight away. You cannot even handle a very very soft one close to it, right?
Yes.
And I feel bad now is happening how it happening with in Syria and in Turkey. So we have about 10 million
Sorry about
Syrians
that.
also. Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
I'm
sorry
so
about that.
sorry. I myself, I'm a
Yeah.
Kurdish also. I know how it is to
A lot,
be
a lot of
not
civilian.
yeah, a
Are you
lot of
Kurdish?
civilians. I'm Kurdish. Yeah. Have
Yeah,
to be
me
the
too,
second
brother.
season. Oh,
Me too. I'm from
okay.
Afrin.
Oh, you've been from Afrin. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, buddy. Hush. شلون يا عمد؟
خوش برعزيز.
كل ما نجي من عيني
No
هنا
problem, brother.
كيف؟
Me too. My Kurdish is
كل ما
broken too.
Yeah, my Kurdish. I am 31 years. I'm not speaking Ahmed. I moved to the west of Turkey and to run away from the discrimination and suppression from the Turkish government before. But yeah, it is
Yes.
almost that. I can understand it. I can understand the Iraqis also. I can when I push, I can speak it, but mostly it is that by me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
brother. Yeah.
We had one. I just tell you, Ahmed, said what you said when you said it's spreading in Syria, the Christian. I think in Turkey, I see also there were the extremists. They were complaining about a lot of new churches in Turkey. Why Erdogan is not stopping it? And this was the point. A lot of time they criticize him, not other economy or bad management or shitty apartments or corruption. It's just like we were complaining about so much new churches. I think there's also, I didn't know until the earthquake, I didn't know there were so many Christians in Turkey. They came to the
A
earthquake.
lot
Yeah,
convert to Christianity in Turkey. A lot.
it is a lot, Ahmed. You are right. It is a
Millions.
lot. A lot. But what happened is, well, this is the video I was going to tell you. Why I came to on TikTok. There was a video on YouTube. There was a TikTok link on it. There are two sheikhs. They end up the Christian, the church where they opened the place to help the victim of the earthquakes. And the sheikhs going inside it and come back, and then they make a video. These are the missionaries. They pretend to be so nice to you. They're so sweet. They're so welcoming. They help you with everything running around you, but they are faking. Remember, they are trying to attack the religion. Even in that point, they were suspecting that they are the bad missionaries with the dark cross on their chest. But remember, they are so sweet. They are so nice to you. They just do anything for you. But don't be deceived. They made a video like that. I said, what the fuck? There are sweet Christians also. There are sweet communists also. They are.
God bless you, brother, and God bless you, my brother PHL T Truth. God bless all brother and sister. I would like to continue with you. I love to continue with you, but it's a 5:36 morning. I didn't sleep yet. Yeah, so God bless you, brother and sister.
Thanks, Ahmed. See you.
Maybe we continue in the future. If you wanna add anything before we go ahead, brother.
Hey, I just lift you guys all up in peace, man. And love your neighbor, love God, love Christ. Continue to be well with one another. Good fortune for everybody.
Amen.
Good
God
health.
bless you.
Good night.
Amen. Thank you for coming, brother. God bless you.
Thanks for
You are
having me.
very welcome here. You are very welcome. Brother Hayam, brother.
Thanks a lot for your time, man. My boy woke up, so I had to take him to pee, sorry.
Yes.
And yeah.
طب خوش هاتي خير هاتي حبيبي.
خاشته.
صعب حبيبي. You are very welcome here.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Okay, so brother and sisters, God bless you all. And may Jesus Almighty God bless you and guide you and protect you with your families in the name of Jesus Christ. And the time, so maybe I can sleep 2 hours or 3 hours. My kids will wake me up again morning at 7:30. Always my kids wake up early, so I have no time. I have to go to sleep, eat something, and sleep. God bless you, and we will see you tomorrow, if the God willing, if the God give me one more day alive. God bless you all, and see you tomorrow, if the God willing. Peace of Christ be with you.